What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let them burn it out. Sell them to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping out. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away. This is bigger than ourselves, we won't let the world burn away, burn away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. To blame, haters face the world's mistakes. Wake at the back of the pack, kill Save me from the side of myself. I cannot look away. About to crash into my face. Just another day on the shelf. Pull me from my silhouette. Years have been astray. Now a broken shell remains. I cannot embrace what I regret. Round and round, around I go. The spinning makes me ill. An image held inside the very world I build. Please help now, 'cause I can't even feel enough to know if I get out. I'm numb to the pain, but hollow it down. Floating in a world of glass, I can imitate. Got a smile worth its weight. When the mirror breaks, there's someone else.
Like our audio is bugging out, so I'm gonna keep talking. And we're in. We're good. We're going. Welcome everybody to the Contender Grand Finals. It's a different day than usual, and we've got a whole analysis desk here to hype y'all up, because this is the real deal. Winners get a trophy. Losers, well, at least they get an experience, but nobody wants to go home empty-handed. And I've got two GMs here with me that want that medal next to their name and want to know that their teams have secured the cup. Supreme, Annex, how you two doing? We'll start with Supreme.
I'm doing fantastic. Really excited to have our boys in the finals once again, and I'm finally happy to get a trophy beside their names and a medal beside mine.
All right, and Annex, you doing pretty good on this fine evening?
Yeah, and not as desperate as Supreme.
That's because you're not 0-5 in finals.
We're 1-0 in finals.
Yeah, if you're
Ooh.
0-5 in finals, you'd be a little bit more desperate.
Yeah, and I'm glad I'm not you.
Trying to finally get that. It is interesting to see that YC has gotten it before, but Nan's been in these spots more than in the past, though.
Annex is
That's
pre-NAN or ex-NAN, so technically I get to take credit, or a little bit of credit for that.
I was there. I was there for the first choked finals. Then I left.
Yeah.
Annex is just.
So
I'm
you
done
admit
with
that
this.
you were the one that started the curse.
The classic Nan curse. It may be broken tonight. It may not. I want to start this sort of back and forth by talking about how both of these teams have pretty similar compositions, even if you just take a peek at the stats. And the highest rated player on each team is that opper, Antlion and Sharpie. I think this op head to head is going to be a pretty big deal. Annex, I'm going to start with you. Why do you think that Sharpie is going to win the op battle and take it home for the Nekomatas?
I can't say for certain because I'm like 50% sure that Sharpie's not our opper. Or is he?
Sharpie is,
We should
according to
check that
stats.
beforehand.
Well, to be fair, I never figured out that Tucklebub was our IGL until like playoffs.
Oh, that's
Playoffs
fair.
on its first season.
Sharpie's got the 1.21. Let me 0.23 op kills per round. So not a ton, but the most for the squad. I've seen Sharpie rifling as well. They were playing pretty strong in those semis up against AVI. I cry inside every time I think about it. But that's okay. That's in the past. Going into this season, I feel like Antlion was pretty high up there. But NXT, think you guys can sort of knock Antlion down a peg?
We already did it once.
Ooh. All right. And Supreme, what's your
Well,
rebuttal
I'm
to
really
that?
glad that you brought that up, Annex. Because you guys won. You guys are the only team to beat us in the regular season. You won 16-14, so just barely. And we made a roster change after that. So
So do
after
we.
so after that, we won every single game, and we had one game where the opposition had double-digit rounds. If we look at your team, you guys had 2 games that you lost, and 2 more games where your opposition got single-digit rounds. So every other game was double-digit rounds. So we've been doing a lot better than you guys have in the regular season, at least after that game.
Yeah, and
And if we, yeah, go ahead.
our Challenger squad last season did similar things, and look what happened. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter if you
again, like
can't close
regular
things out
season
in the
is,
end.
yeah, regular season doesn't make too much of a difference. Um, but if you look at our squad, we got 2 players in the top 4 in the league, in the tier. Antlion, I'm not sure if you guys have heard, but he bought a new mouse at the start of the season. He had a Death Adder last season. Now he has a G Pro Super Light, and he is just ridiculous with it. He's better than, I would say, at least half the Chally tier as well, if not more. Every time we pug with him, he's just top fragging. It doesn't matter like what map you put him in, doesn't matter what gun you give him, doesn't matter who he's playing with, who he's playing against. He is just going off this season. So much so that he even told Carey to pick up the op for the last couple of games just to see how it is, just for fun. Because he's like, we're gonna win these games anyway, so why not have some fun with it? Apache's really solid as well. 1.27 rated as a support player, 4th overall in the tier. I'm sure you remember, Annex, that he was our opper before, and he picked up the rifle because we had Ant. Carrie's been stepping up in playoffs as well. She did really well in the semis. I want to give a shout out as well to Scott. He is probably one of the best IGLs in the league. The amount of effort that he puts in, the amount of background checks, the background checks he does on the other teams, the amount of info, the amount of strats, the practice, that everything that he's running. And I want to give a shout out to your turn as well. He was the player that we picked up after we lost to you guys on Nuke, and he is just one of the most consistent players you can rely on to play those spots that no one else wants to play. The B anchor or the ramp hold. He's just been playing all the spots, and he's holding it so consistently, so well that everyone else is free to play wherever they need to play.
Who'd you give up? And who'd you give up for your
Scroobian,
turn?
Scroobian.
Rubian?
Yeah, Scroobian was a good player, but he was a little bit too aggressive for the way that Scott called.
Too
So we brought
aggressive
in
for
Record.
Nan.
Too
That's
aggressive
not
for Nan. It's not
too
something you hear
aggressive for
every day.
too
For
aggressive for
a
Nan.
team that doesn't cut Greg, and yet no, just kidding.
And yeah. So imagine how aggressive that he was. Though he was too aggressive for us. Yeah.
uh,
So
if
I've
we
been given
look,
some notes. Sorry, I've been passed some
oh
notes
yeah,
um by the Contender boys. So I'm just gonna read some of these out. Ant
okay,
apparently is the most handsome boy, and that source is his mom.
that's their
I think that's
official role. Oh
yeah.
yeah.
So I think that's a fairly reliable source.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Scott has been taking ibuprofen for the last couple of weeks, just getting headaches from his brain just being a little bit too big for his head. And I'm not
Okay.
sure if you guys have noticed, but he has some crazy skins that he stole from his friend. For the semis, he had that, and for Poseidon, and
Who
the Bayonet Autotronic. So apparently he's rich, and he has some rich friends.
is Antlion gonna dress up just like the draft stream?
So apparently Antlion is not wearing anything tonight.
Oh,
We did not need to know that.
I politely asked him. I politely asked him not to share any pictures in the group chats. So
We shouldn't
hopefully
have
he does
even
not
been
share
told
anything.
that.
We should not have been told that, but Ant,
That shouldn't even be happening.
we've
Why?
we've apparently his filter has been removed with the latest update.
All
Yeah,
right.
that lack of a carbon monoxide filter would explain a couple of things. Yeah, for sure.
Yep. But that's okay. Everything's all good. When I look at these two teams, what I see is really two different cores of star players, Antline and Apache, with a 1.35 and 1.27 rating. The Opper and support. I say support in air quotes because really more just like a star rifler. Both there putting in work. And then on the other side, Sharpie, Reb, and Mike all with 1.2, 1.2, 1.16 ratings on the side of the Nekomatas. I want to ask you, Annex, do you think that your core of three is going to match up stronger against their two players that are sort of up in those star MVP sort of levels?
I think it's less of a matter of individuals versus individuals. I think it's more of a clashing of styles, actually.
Oh, really? What
You,
would you
you,
say your
you,
squad style is?
you see, NAN, they've just been out aiming everything, and that's how they got up to that point. They've been just brute forcing their way in. My team, they've been working along their drills, along their set plays. It's much more structured CS rather than a go kill and open up the map pug style. And I'd really like to see those two styles clash here tonight.
You see, I actually very much disagree with you, because our challenger team. Okay, let me preface this. Our challenger team kind of sucks, but we still made
Well,
it
you
to
do
playoffs. We had
suck.
a positive. Yeah, well, I suck. Our challenger team is still decent. We made it to play-ins. We were a positive record, and we played against our contender team, and their coordination was just ridiculous. We got destroyed. And after that game, I sat down with Willie and Greg, and I'm like, all right, like if we're gonna get destroyed that badly by our contender team, we need to work on our IGL thing. We need to work on our coordination. Scott is by far, I think, the best IGL, not only in the tier, but probably I don't want to say best in the league, but he's definitely up there. And having played with them, having pugged with them, his calls are really good. His strats are really good. It just so happens that Ant and Apache will just, instead of getting an opening pick and trading, they'll just get 4 opening picks. And then Scott's like, okay, like I don't need to call anything for the rest of it. When he has had to face that against us or against, whatever else he's faced, his calls are really solid. So I don't think actually it's that our style is puggy at all. And I think that especially on if we play non-puggy maps like Nuke, not Infernal, a Nuke, Vertigo, Anubis, Ancient, Overpass, those kind of maps, I think that that's where Scott's calling will really shine through.
I think you still play the non-pug maps like they're a pug.
I mean, if your enemy's not shooting back, then like we don't really need strats. But I think our strats are still better than anyone else in the tier.
Well, you've still yet to test it then.
I mean, we've tested it against everyone in the league, and we're 11-1 for a reason. Like, I mean, if it works, it works, right?
I'm just also noticing my name has 2 L's on the desk analyst. It's supposed to have 1.
Oh, looks like we can fix that.
Oh, Airline's on that.
Got our production on it. Shout out to
Yeah.
Blod hopping in on the production here. We can get
And-
this entire desk going, nice and hype,
Yeah.
nice and exciting. All right.
And
When we look at this as a best of 3, before we know the maps here, I want to ask you both, and it's fine if you give the cliche answer. But how do you think it's going to go? You think it's going to be 2-1 in your favor, 2-0? Or the game's going to be close? Is it going to be a stomp?
I can go any which way. And
I
that's the
agree.
fun
I
of it.
I think I think especially in like elite and below, losing a first game really hurts the mental. And honestly, that's what happened last season to us in the finals, right? We had the lead on Ancient, they came back, we lost it. The mental was kind of chalked a little bit, and that we lost 2-0. So I think winning that first game is going to be really important. I know the mental has been a lot better with Scott as the IGL, as the leader of the team. He's been able to keep them really, really calm and really collected, even when they are down. So it
Well,
really depends how the first game goes. I think it can go 2-0, it can go 2-1. It really depends on how that first game goes.
even after all these seasons, I still don't really trust your definition of IGL.
Okay, so I IGL'd for us, and I said from day one I am only IGLing as a necessity because we don't have anyone else. Scott is
We
completely
had
up, and
me.
he's
We
an
had
actual
Willie.
genuine. Okay, I think I was better IGL than both you guys, and maybe I'm wrong.
Ooh.
I probably am wrong.
You are wrong.
Okay, maybe I am wrong, but I mean,
You are wrong.
we tried playing with Willie as IGL. I think we tried you as IGL for a bit. It definitely didn't work. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. Regardless, Scott is a great IGL.
Exciting as now we see the map bans begin to come through. Overpass first ban from the Nekomatas. As we now sort of wait for this to filter out, are there any maps that you're expecting your teams to
I think Overpass was a good first ban because we were 5-0 on it and they were 1-2. So I mean that makes sense as a first ban. It's gonna be
make
interesting
sense?
to see what.
I guess since there's not really a delay, you guys can avoid giving away any strategies that you've heard your teams talking about until we see the map bans come through. And we're seeing that second ban, Anubis, has gotten out of there by the Holy Smokes. Is
that
Anubis
also
a map
makes
that you
sense.
think y'all
'Cause-
are strong on, Annex?
Yeah, YC were 4-0 on it. We didn't play it at
Ooh.
all, so makes sense.
You have all these notes. I'm going to this completely blind.
So Scott had this made up
Yeah, using
beforehand when
your
he was trying to do the map bans. So
use your damn Chat GPT to get your scripts.
Scott is our Chat GPT, basically.
Dang.
Yeah.
I mean, the last
Well,
stream that I did, I
man.
might have used Bard to help me write my script. Anyways, Inferno
AI
pick from the
working in and out.
Nekomatas, Ancient pick from the Holy Smokes.
So again, Ancient makes sense. We're 5-0, they're 1-2. Like all these picks are like following the script exactly. Okay,
Nuke's
that's
out.
an interesting one because you guys were 3-0 on Nuke and the only map that we lost on.
Are you gonna make your team suffer on Mirage?
I would put a lot of money that Scott will not pick Mirage. He's a Mirage hater. He hates Mirage and Dust more than like anything else in the world.
I don't know. It's getting held.
How prepped do y'all think that
Oh,
the
you
Holy
definitely
Smokes
prepped
are
it.
on Vertigo? Think you're all set on Verti to be able to pick into that, or
We were
will it
4-0.
end up-
They haven't played it at all, and we did pug it and practiced it a couple nights ago. So it, in my opinion, I think that's
Alright.
the pick that they go with.
I know you mentioned the first map is important, with Inferno being the map pick of the Nekomatas and that being the map up first. Do you think it's important that the Holy Smokes try to win that one out? Are they going to be able to reset, even though it might not be their home map?
So I'm not too worried about the mental this season as I was last season, especially having Scott lead them. Okay, that's
Rush!
damn. All right, that's a very interesting one.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to have a chat with Scott later and see what their thinking was. I
They
know they
wanna
did. They were
suffer.
practicing it. Inferno is a really interesting map, because it's very aim heavy, but it's also very util heavy. And
think
so
it's a-
like it's yeah. Go
I
ahead.
think it's also a double blind. I don't think neither of the teams played it this season yet.
We were 3-1, and you guys. Let me see. I don't have yours here.
Wait, did you guys play Mirage?
Oh, Mirage or Inferno?
Mirage.
Mirage. We were 2-0 on it. Who did we play? No, we're not 2-0. I lied. We did not play it. Did you
Oh,
guys
so
play it?
it is. Is it a double
You guys
blind?
did not play it. It is a double blind.
Yeah, it was a double blind.
That's interesting. That's very interesting. Oh, okay. I
Don't
see.
gaslight me.
He included scrims in the calculations.
Ah.
Yeah. Who did we scrim on
You
there?
keep track of your scrims?
He does. Apparently, he does. Yeah, it's crazy. He keeps track of your scrims as well.
We love to keep track of the scrims. I just want to say shout out to on our squad, Lee was the one diving into scrims for us. It's fun to nerd out and keep track of the various team scrims, though. Who knows? Is it overthinking or is it key to be able to anti-strat your opponents?
I
Can't
think.
even strat when we had no strats.
That's fair. Yeah, I think it is important to have a map pool that you're pretty happy with. Like if you like, we took gas on Anubis for our play-ins because we knew like they were the better team firepower wise, and so we picked a map that we knew we were pretty comfortable with, and they hadn't really played. We went the full 30 rounds, right? So having a map pool that you're comfortable with is really, really important, especially at this tier of play.
All right, it's important to be comfy on your map picks, of course. As we get into this one, I'm sure you two can get nice and comfy as you prepare to watch this series. But before then, looking at these three maps, I now want to get full on predictions. I want to hear map one Inferno. What do you think the score is going to be? And then as far as the whole series goes, what's it going to be? 2-1, 2-0, 1-2? Supreme, we'll start with you.
I think Inferno goes the distance, maybe even overtime. I think it's like it'll be either 16-14 or it goes to like overtime and it ends up being like they win by 2 rounds at the end. I'll put NAN ahead. Ancient, I think it gets a little bit more on the NAN side because they played it quite a bit. I'll say 16-9. I'd say 2-0.
Okay, 2-0 prediction. Confidence there in your squad. All
I
right.
get roast. I already got roasted for not reacting to Scott's message with the NAN logo. This guy's gonna roast the heck out of me if I don't say 2-0.
All right, Annex, what are your predictions on this one?
1611 to a 1915.
Ooh, all right. Looking for
I can
some
respect that. I can respect that.
looking for some close games, fun and exciting. All right, now finally, I want to ask one more question because right now we're waiting for that GoTV delay to catch up as players are filtering into the server. One player to look out for. Who do y'all think is going to be the X factor for your own teams? Again, we'll go Supreme first.
I think it depends on carry. If she has even a half decent game, if she puts up 12, 15 kills, I think it's a very comfortable game for us. Uh, it can also mean that, like, if you look at her first game in the semis, she dropped, I think, like upper 20s, mid 20s, or something like that. So if she has a good game, then I think we take the map comfortably.
All right, keep an eye out for the carry, or at least the
Carry.
strong play out of carry to be able to bring home a NAN dub. On the other side for YC Annex, who do you think viewers should be keeping an eye on?
Pinecone.
Can you
Why?
give any reason or just that?
Because there's a 50-50 chance his power will die.
Oh,
And he's gonna have to run to McDonald's. So
That
watch out
would
for somebody
be-
disconnecting.
That
that would be the
indeed
revenge
be.
of the AVI spirits coming to get you.
I swear Hawk's in the background, just like he's paid like a shaman or something. He's praying. He's praying
No,
hard right
he's
now.
paid off Night Fury to go pull the plug.
He's got a laptop charged and ready to run out of McDonald's. All right.
That is amazing.
I really hope that doesn't happen. That would suck.
Just have Yeti on speed dial for a sub.
Maybe.
That's not a
But
bad.
anyways,
Honestly, that's
that's a
honestly
play
not a
to
bad
watch
idea.
out for, because I don't know. We could have caught the AVI curse like an STD.
You catch it after you AVI. Okay, this is too much.
And you're the one that made that weird connection.
I hope
okay,
we've marked the stream as 18 plus.
Oh
Otherwise,
gosh,
we're
Twitch
getting
is coming
canceled.
after us. Oh
Twitch is gonna
no.
cancel us.
It's always a fun time when we get some GMs on the desk. Annex Supreme, thank you guys so much for joining.
Appreciate having us.
All right. We can get ready to hop on into this game. So I'm going to go ahead and let you two hop off to your own franchise Discords, wherever you want to be to enjoy this and root for your team. So thanks and good luck tonight.
I'm going off to take a nap.
Nice.
We're doing a watch party in NAN. If anyone wants to join, they are welcome.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
All right. Have a good night, boys.
All right. Now we pull in my co-commentator. We've got Slatong in here.
Hey, Fluffy.
How's it going? How's it
everything
going?
It's going great. I'm very excited for this match. I feel I watched the Holy Smokes play on Monday, and they looked really good. So I'm excited to see how they do in the finals. I've heard about the lore. I've heard about the quote unquote NAN curse in the finals before. So let's see if they can finally question mark end it here.
You know, they might be able to. This is the first time I really see them also coming in as favorites. I think maybe NAN have been favorites in the past, but at the same time, watching like even the season 5 minor finals when it was Supreme and Annex there in the server, they were playing up against a Woodwind Gang team that had the tier MVP on it, popping off like players who are now in Premier. Back when this was 2 tiers, they were in minor, and they were, whew, that was a rough one, and that was the very first time I saw NAN the began the curse. And well, they're hoping to end it tonight here in season 10. Perhaps it'll have taken 5 seasons, but they'll make it all the way. Or perhaps the Nekomatas have got something to say. I got those predictions from them, but now I think we should give some predictions. I'm gonna start with my own thoughts here. If I had to give it a guess, I think 2-1 on the cards, and I think it is actually going to be those Holy Smokes who take it home. The Nekomatas have a fighting spirit. I think they'll be able to do pretty well here. That being said, it just feels like the firepower of Antlion and Apache combined together might be too much to handle, but who knows? We'll see it all unfold. So Tog, do you have any thoughts on how this game will end up?
Yeah, I also am in agreement there. I believe that Holy Smokes do have that firepower. Their form has been excellent throughout the entire season, and so I definitely do think they are coming in hot and will take this. I do believe in a 2-0. I actually I highly rate this Holy Smokes team, and one thing that I did want to note as well was in the semifinals the YC played against AVI, and AVI's star player had to drop off because of power issues. So that semifinals curse, and I jumped in. I'm a prospect player, not even top 10, mind you, and we pushed AVI on their map pick. Oh, sorry, YC on their map pick 16-14. So that's something to consider as well. So
That's fair.
I think that coming into this game, the ATL game that Holy Smokes had to go through in the semifinals was a much harder game, a much harder fought game. Their Ancient looks absolutely immaculate. I'm not sure about their Inferno, but and YC's path on that second map against me as a stand-in was probably a little bit easier, so they weren't tested as much,
I don't know. You're pretty good. It might have been tough
I
to
don't
beat you.
know. I
Yeah,
appreciate
that's a
it.
fair observation, especially because just as that Vertigo game was getting close, Hunter disconnected, and so it ended up just sort of being a stomp in the last few rounds for the Nekomatas. They've been tested before, but I'm not gonna say it was luck. They still definitely could have won it out, even if Hunter didn't disconnect. But that meant that, they had a little bit of a cheat sheet on that part of the test in the semifinals. And so now it'll be a real test here in the grands to see if they are able to pass and earn themselves that gold star, that trophy by their name.
If I'm
We've got
completely
9 out of
frank,
10 players here in the server, so we'll be able to get started soon.
if I'm being completely frank, Fluffy, I think that that semifinals game against the AVI, I think if Hunter didn't drop off, AVI would have actually won that pretty close. And like Hunter has been AVI's highest rated player, and even with Hunter dropping off towards the end there, he still had a 1.43 rating for that Vertigo map. So,
Oh my
oof,
gosh.
with him dropping off, that's absolutely crazy in my opinion. He had 23 kills, and the game wasn't even over, right? So, anyways, we're in the finals. What it happened. So, and you're right,
Yeah.
they still did
We're
prove
both big
themselves.
AVI fans, given we're
Yes.
both AVI.
I do have to preface that. No, but this is going to be a great game. I'm very excited to see Captain Scotland call on Inferno because he's the biggest Astralis fan I ever know, and this is one of the maps that
Ooh.
Astralis made their name on, right? In those early
If
2017
they lose the
2018 years.
pistol on their CT side, are you expecting them to 5-stack in pool on B?
I hope so. That would be for a fun watch.
Everyone knows you got to go for the Astralis stack. As it looks like Knife Round is about to wrap up, and we're about to get into the game. Going to be an exciting one. The Holy Smokes are going to be able to select their side of choice here on the very first map of the Season 10 Contender Grand Finals. This is the NA Nades Holy Smokes up against YC's Nekomatas. And we're going to jump right into it. CT side selected from the Smokes. And that means the Nekomatas are going to have to set the pace here on their own map pick. An exciting one. My name is Fuffy. I'm joined by my co-caster Slatong, and Blod is the one on the sticks, giving us all of the lovely observing for tonight. And here we go. It's all in the lines. Will NAN break the curse, or will YC add their second trophy as a franchise? Let's see it happen.
Talk a little bit about YC as this pistol round starts off. Is Tugglebub, Hella Pinecone, and Mike, all three players were promoted from Prospect from last season, and they won it last season, right? So they have the chemistry. They look good,
and they've got the experience too, not to lose their nerve here in a final like this. They've played on the stage before. We'll see if they're able to do it. Just probing around the map here from the Nekomatas. Reb jiggling up towards brackets, contacts with Carry, and just pushes him back, and it's a trade of flashes there over on Arch. They've started to group 3 players up, and Apache's got a headshot onto Mike. That's one part of these B defaulters gone, and then Antlion appears. That is the dynamic duo. The 2 highest rated players for NAN get the opening picks here in this pistol. Now a flash in, Carry even spots him, wants more fights, but that's a little bit of an overextension. And that's an avenue opened up. Scotland's gotten overwhelmed, and now they have this site. They just need to deal with Antlion and Pit. Antlion, completely tucked, completely stuck, spots Pinecone, but eventually gets shut down by Reb. Your turn comes in with 1, but only 1 because they have to reload, and this pistol round has suddenly turned around into a 1v1. Apache up on default here. No kit, but there's enough time to try to take this fight as Tugglebub swings, and Apache has the headshot. 3K for Apache, and the Holy Smokes got a little bit crazy, but they hold out, and they win the first round.
That was an excellent round from both sides, honestly. I loved how the Nekomatas kind of played a little bit slow and tried their time to see if there was any openings or any gap that they can exploit, and they barged in through that long side excellently after that flash peek that didn't really go that well because they weren't able to get that Carry wasn't able to get that kill. So great job there by the Nekomatas, but overall great shooting by Apache in that round.
Oh yeah. I do really like how, okay, I'm going on an entire tangent. I like the creativity that we get from everybody in the chat, even in the Twitch chat. Xbox Lasagna saying spam this flan to help out Nan. It's exciting one. Oh, and this is an exciting round. They're rushing. They're running it straight into Scotland. The IGL turned into a pincushion by that MAC-10, and they keep going, sprinting up into Carry, who just gets decimated. Nobody else is here on the A site because Antlion was up towards mid. They've got rotates in, but the site belongs to the Nekomatas, and this is a tough retake 3v5.
They don't get a kill here. I think they should save here, Fluffy. What do you think?
I think the save would make sense. They want to just full send it, but even with those picks, it doesn't do too much. You're just taking MAC-10s and Galils out of the hands of the Nekomatas anyways.
That was an
excellent good work. Round. I'm curious if this is a game plan of the Nekomatas to try to abuse into Captain Scotland, who's playing there on Arch, knowing that you essentially want to play the avoid Antlion and Apache game when you're up against the Holy Smokes. As now we are going to see this bomb go off. Score gets tied up 1-1. And now the Holy Smokes have a decision to make. They're going to decide to force back into this, given they're only on single loss bonus. And that means that this is a round that the Nekomatas should win. I say should because a Deagle and MP9, a scout on Antlion, it's always scary.
Oh, most definitely. I've definitely liked that game plan on that previous round there. They rushed up mid. They knew someone was in boiler. They smoked off that molly, just rushed ran against. Once again, they found that kind of quote unquote gap, right? They found that weak spot on that Archer's side, and they
Mhm.
exploited it. Carry wasn't able to get a kill there, which was really unfortunate because I believe they needed a kill there in order to at least make that retake doable, but just got ran over. So let's see
Sharpie
how
hasn't
they
cleared
adjust.
left. Carry
Oh,
turns
saw it!
away, gun barrel.
Oh, saw the gun barrel there.
Sharpie's
That was
got that
unfortunate.
locked in. Sharpie, the top fragger for Nekomatas through the entire regular season, helping him get dubs. And Tugglebub grabs 2. That was the second one through the smoke. Okay, Tuggle, gonna go ahead and hop on into that site. Says, "Sup, bud?" Dewey 2K is another player, and now Nekomatas again. They can get this bomb down, and this is a situation where Holy Smoke should recognize the benefits of a save, though they're pretty boxed in given there's 2 Ts slow clearing this A side.
Agreed. Yeah, that was a great round once again. The Nekomatas. I think that I was really hoping Carey would have gotten that kill in that apps. I don't think Sharpie was ready for it until that gun barrel was spotted moving. But unpredictable and nothing really you can really do about it. Hopefully, Captain Scotland can at least bring this Deagle to the next round. But overall, great round by the Nekomatas. They're pressuring every part of the map really well, and that's what I've really appreciated about this round so far. They've been pressuring Banana, not conceding that space, but also doing a great job of pushing apps as well as pushing brackets. So they're providing pressure throughout the map, and they're winning their fights. I mean, provided that was against lower weaponry, but they're still doing a great job taking that map control.
Yeah, once they're going to have to go up against those bigger guns, it's going to get a little bit scarier. I find it less likely that Tuggle finds a double on Banana if they're up against M4s and Mollies in their face. That being said, if they can do that, then they're all set. It's 5B.
Here it
Please
is.
tell me this is the Astralis stack. Please. Please. Wait, okay, they're boosting one? Oh, they're doing dark. Okay, they're doing the top dark one.
Fnatic stack.
Okay. You know what? That's fair. Astralis stack would have been funnier because we called it out at the start. But I'll accept this. Ooh. Slow clear Banana. No contact found. I think Tuggle's going to want to... or excuse me, Tuggle's back at mid now. They swap up this default with no pressure on brackets at all. They might realize that A is entirely free. Because now Tuggle, clearing Arch. Going to phase the smoke. Bomb's been collected. And the decision is being made to walk A. Holy smokes. They start to realize it. They start to walk up. And this means it's going to be an interesting engagement here for Reb, who sees so many of them and just says, nope, I'm out of there. Drive-by from Antlion. AK recovered, one to bring into the next round. And you might as well throw these USPs at the Holy Smoke, or at the Nekomatas now, if you're the Holy Smokes.
Oh,
Sharpie looked the wrong way.
oh, excellent!
That's a second pick. They have 2 guns. They can go for this.
Definitely can. I think they should. At least probe out with what the USBs and see what's happening, where their positions are, and see what they can do.
One more pick, and I think the site hold falls apart. The good thing for the Nekomatas is that they are entrenched here on A. One player in A taken down. Tuggle gets the one short. Now the USPs start to fall, and so the AKs get out of there to save. Smart decision. Your turn's going to try to lock them in as they're just going straight for this save. And we're going to see a 3rd round on the board for the Nekomatas. Tugglebub even falling there as they tried to escape through mid.
Oh, almost. I thought that
Ooh.
Carey there was able to get that gun.
All right. We now see guns coming out. And interestingly, this buy looks about even if not CT favored. Mike's still on the Galil, but full util for the Nekomatas. I wonder if they're going to try a pace change, if they're going to try something different now that they know full guns are out, or if it's stick to the usual game plan, the 2-1-2 default that's been working so far.
Only one kid on the CT side, though. Only one kid on a pocket. So, depending on where this bomb goes, that could drastically change the tone of this round.
And they've just given Banana early.
Oh.
At least they're able to hold on to some of that util. It's not attacking in your turn, but it's kind of scary when Banana controls just immediately conceded. Because now, once they grab brackets, the Nekomatas will have basically the entire map to work with. That being said, do they even want to get brackets, or are they grouping up B early here? Oh, retake nades are coming through. Molly in front of Flash. He's being held by Your Turn. And the smoke has a gap in it. Flash in now. Apache wants to swing. Apache wants to look for it, but there's Molly in front. This is awkward, and Apache sprayed down
Ooh.
2. Nice work there on the lineup, and now even a smoke in Mike's face makes this really awkward. Matt decided to reroute into A. Now, Captain Scotland, that's a crucial trade. Pinecone was looking to cause chaos, but now with Pinecone down, these last 2 Ts are up towards B. Your Turn spotted 1. Falls all the way back, and Sharpie and Mike got to hit some solid shots if they want to break into this site. There's double smokes. They begin to run up. Your Turn smoked off. Bomb can go down. The site itself is clear, but these Holy Smokes players can run through said smokes or even boost over. Captain Scotland has 1, and Apache runs through it. 8 and 2. Apache is starting off hot here.
I really like the idea there by the Nekomatas. Once again, they kind of relied on their slower default. They were conceded banana control quite quickly there. And like you mentioned, I thought it would have been a great idea to just regroup banana and execute the site. But once those retake utility came out from NAN from the site, they were able to maneuver their way in to retake that top car control. And that double spray down by Apache was absolutely amazing. So kudos. And now, because of how close these rounds have been, it's down to Mac 10s, Tech 9s, and only 1 AK. Rush B here.
They're sending it. They are sending it, and they run into Your Turn. And 3, no more. Finally taken down. At least they can get the site. They can get the bomb down, but these CTs are starting to get close.
They forgot the bomb.
Scary one. Oh, they did.
They forgot the bomb.
And they're mollied out of pool. Sharpie's gonna burn to death.
Oh no.
Blast alive, stuck here on the site.
Antline's gonna see the bomb now. So there's really no point for this double peak.
Oh, that's 1 from Reb. They have to realize that somebody boosted carry up there. But Nade is gonna fly in, and Captain Scotland is gonna fly high with that frag. Holy smokes. They've gotten guns out. And now they've been able to shut down these Nekomatas, force them onto what is essentially a full save, barring a P250, a Desert Eagle, a Flash, and 2 Tech 9s. Oh, Reb's got a smoke. Okay. We'll see what they can do with this.
Yeah, I like the idea of that quick play. I mean, they know that NAN haven't been really fighting for car control, but there are 2 there, and they were still able to get that site fully, but they just didn't have that bomb. They completely forgot the bomb in car and progressed too far into the site to be able to go back. So that was quite the unfortunate turn of events. I feel like once if they could get that plant and get into good post plant positions, that B site without proper util is quite notoriously hard to retake. So, but no, great hold there, right? Holy smokes!
It's tough to expect who's gonna die and drop bomb, and so then you just start running into site like site's clear. We gotta take this now, and then you realize, oh shoot, we forgot something.
Most definitely. Let's see what the Nekomatas can do here. I know that Tugglebluff I believe is their IGL, if I'm not mistaken. In last season, he called a great game. They won the championship. Those 3 players, Pinecone, Tuggle, and Mike. And I've played with Tuggle in combines of last season, and he's a great IGL. So, cool battle of the brains here. Seeing how this plays out. Oh.
They run the apps pop, and they at least get the trade on to carry. That's a gun picked up for Sharpie, and Sharpie is deadly once they've got something in their hands. But now they're getting chased down. Scotland with that borrowed M4, the Poseidon to grab the frag, but they go down to Sharpie's P250. Sharpie pistol in hand. This would be a 1v3 for the ages. Consider swapping back to the A1S, and now they're going to finally get more bullets in it. Antlion's up on the site, and there's 2 players who've come in from Moto side. Just waiting up close. Sharpie has to clear this 1 by 1. Oh, they almost saw the backpack. Just another inch, and it would have been revealed, but instead, the secrets are safe with NAN. Holy smokes. I keep saying this like it's an exclamation, but it's a team name. And so far, they continue to be flawless on full guns, but now the Nekomatas have got full guns out, and it's their turn to adapt. It's their turn to stop the Holy Smokes streak before it gets too out of hand. And we'll see if they can do it.
Lion has this
Another
op out.
default.
I'm pretty excited to see how they want to use Antline with this op. I know that the CT side op could be absolutely impactful on Inferno. So an Antline is not an opper to be trifled with. He's been
Oh, they've
one of the
gambled
best
double
UAN
apps.
oppers.
Alpinecone gonna give this a little jiggle his shoulder, peeks past, and gets shot by Antlion. Rough to find out the op is there in that fashion, and to be smoked off top mid so they can't even respond to it. Advantage for the Holy Smokes now. And so they're just gonna fall back and reset. Mike at least clears the top corner of Banana. And in the meanwhile, Tuggle, looking for something mid, gets re-smoked again.
Buffy, in this situation, if you were calling right for your challenger team in a 4v5 on the T side without really any bracket control, nor really a lot of car control, what would you do?
I would look for a pick brackets because it's the place that you can force an AM duel the most. I like what they're doing here because they leave players B, but the issue is that that flash peek drops the bomb, confirms it all. This can't really be much of a fake when bombs dropped on the other side of the map, and so instead it's just a full commit to the B split. And they're going to get carried back. Nice frag, but that is all. Nekomatas, they look to hold on to 2 AKs, and the Holy Smokes hold on to the lead. 5-3 now. This isn't their map pick, but it is their pick of side. If you want to see them really take advantage of this CT side, I'm curious how much they have prepared for T-side Inferno.
Yeah, most definitely. And I think what the Nekomatas did is exactly what you said. They try to take that control onto brackets and try to force that aim duel, and they did find that gap. They found that gap on the Archer's side, and they wanted to exploit it. Unfortunately, the pinch couldn't really work because the B side, the Banana players there lost their duels. It was a 1-for-1. It was a 1-for-1 trade, I think, 1-for-2 trade there that favored NAN. So it kind of fell flat, but they still saved a lot of these guns for this round.
Massive impact again from Antlion getting the opening frag, this time down mid. And then a smoke drops. Again, they get the advantage, and then they just reset. So your turn on a little bit of a peak and perhaps an over-peak, over-aggression there. As they fall, Apache scavenges an M4 and escapes. But now it's a 2v2, and now there's a lot less map control and information than in that previous.
I think they're going to try to group up Banana and go for a full exec here now that car has been completely conceded by NAN, and they lost your turn. So they know that, at least for a split second, Apache is only playing by themselves.
I like the decision here. The God Flash lands in. There's a molly at their feet. They've got a smoke back as they run in. And it's not smoked at all. That allows Apache to just find 2 frags from players that are blind, trying to run around the flames. Now Scotland is sprinted on up through the smoke, but Sharpie pops up Coffin, gets both, and is going to go ahead and get that bomb down. Bomb planted here on B, and it's a 2v2. Sharpie, full HP, already got 2 frags, likely to be the one to have to get 2 more. Waiting on an aggressive angle here towards CT. Spots the molly come in towards dark, spots the smoke, and now they hear them rerouting towards coffins. This crossfire from Mike and Sharpie could be everything. Antlion clears up above, but goes down after 1. And Sharpie with the headshot. Nice work there.
Excellent triple kill there by Sharpie. Apache's flash there from Newbox that blinded 2 players and getting those 2 kills. I believe it was Tugglebub and Pinecone. That was absolutely insane. But once they had Coffin smoked, then they had 2 people rushing into site. I think Captain Scotland there felt compelled to push through that Coffin smoke in order to get the kills, but couldn't get any of those kills. So that was really difficult because it was Sharpie and Reb on the site versus only Apache, who's still tucked in Newbox, and Captain Scotland wanted to push just to provide Apache with some support there. But not getting a kill there absolutely ruined the round. I actually think that once that kill was conceded, they needed to save because they didn't have any information of where these players are playing on the post plans, and they had an op in the retake, which is never ideal, right? I know that they needed to go for it. They probably thought they still had money, and they're coming into a half buy here after that timeout. But that was insane shots by Sharpie. Sharpie got 3 kills there and trading the
2 were
trading their
back to back.
teammates. Yeah, that was crazy. That kill on Apache and on Captain Scotland was absolutely insane. Crazy flick.
Scotland, it felt like they made the right play running it through that coffin smoke. However, as soon as Sharpie hopped up in pool, it meant that there was no way for Scotland to be predicting that. And so if Scotland didn't instantly get their frag, Sharpie was instantly killing them and then their teammate as well. Faster brackets control out of the Nekomatas, and they even grab a pick over towards B. Meanwhile, though, there's players wrapping. This is an interesting round because Carry has come up mid, and they get shut down because they don't expect the fast brackets. With those players going down, it's a split 1-1, and Scotland and Apache have to be heroes in their own right on these bomb sites, but Captain Scotland getting smoked out, going for the wrap instead, means that they will concede. Sharpie plants on the default box. This 2v3. You gonna see the classic Inferno save? Or do the NA nades think they can get it?
I think they might want to probe out here for 1 kill, see what happens, and if they don't get anything, they should save. I mean, they have no economy, I think, coming into this next round since they forced. They're anticipating this to be an eco anyways. But that was a crazy round. Flanks on flanks on flanks, right?
Yeah. There's nowhere here for the save to come through. So these Nekomata players are all but dead. Besides, I would say Mike can escape, but he's also low HP. Now they're going to start running out of there. Bomb goes off, and they all do escape. They ran in time. No one able to lock them in there, so they escape through the library. We've tied things up, and now it's the Holy Smokes whose money is in jeopardy. We'll see if they can wager it all on the daily double, or if they're going to instead concede on a save this round.
They're probably trying to go for the save, just buy utility around this AK that was saved here by Apache. But Apache's been doing really great work. 121 ADR, 11 kills. That B side has been pretty much, I mean, for the most part, pretty much on lock. I think this A side is where the Nekomatas are getting a lot of their frags and get a lot of their plants down. Oh, what?
Oh. Antlion, the silent assassin, but doesn't get the kill. Unfortunate there. Sharpie has one on the off as well. Carry has run it up alt and picked up an AK. Return reload from smokes, but Tugglebub gonna punish him for that. Godflash ready to come through. They're out into this site. And Apache close. Is it cleared? Oh, can't adjust on the spray for Mike. Oh, Mike finds that frag. And it's a sigh of relief. If Apache got a multi there, this round suddenly became doable. But instead, Carey's just got the AK to go ahead and save here in TAPS. And the Nekomatas, as expected, they're up to 6.
Yep, pretty much anticipated here since it was only pistols and they rushed down mid there. I thought that if Antlion got that kill onto Reb and with all these other kills coming in, that would have been a little bit of a different round. But hey, not much was really lost here for both the Nekomatas and the Holy Smokes. I do have to give kudos though. Pretty good recovery there by the Nekomatas. They were able to cut off that streak there, but that was building up for the Holy Smokes, and they've been capitalizing almost ever since. They've been able to find the gaps in the defense. They've been playing their defaults out really well. I think it comes down to being able to control that that top banana control really early, since it's pretty much conceded. That gives like a lot of just freedom for their other players to default around, right? To feel out the apps or area, to feel out the brackets area.
Yeah.
And like you said, if they can force these aim fights, hey, they have some aimers on this Nekomatas team.
Oh, yeah. And I'm curious to see if the Holy Smokes are going to at all go for some B control. They've got 3 players towards B in this round. Because they've tried things on A before, but last time they did that A aggression, it was SMG through mid that got punished. This time, an early smoke landed off, so they just sort of concede it. They give it away. Perhaps Apache's got the util to throw retake here. I'm not sure if they'll decide to do it or if they just want to gamble entirely on this 3B play. Scotland, the one sitting in towards CT. That's the one way. Smoke out from Apache, but with 1:10 on the clock, Nekomatas can just wait this out entirely, and if they decide to probe A at all, they're going to realize that brackets is open.
Smoke comes out here on the Archer side. Molly into quad. Shot. Yeah, there was a big gap there on the Archer side once again for a long time since Antline was playing on the Moto, kind of watching into apps while Carry holds that lane.
This is such a lack of information. The one smoke can flash Arch, and they get scared and rotate off in the meanwhile, silently maintaining banana control and now just running a full exec. Apache is alone as a molly to try to drop to delay any kind of plan, but that means Mike can just plan elsewhere. Gonna go ahead and do that. And meanwhile, Pug Above has gotten one on the smoke spam. This round is just a complete outplay from the Nekomatas.
I would save here if I'm really honest. There's no way back
yeah.
into it. You have 4 guns standing for that go don't force it.
Oh no. This is rough, and Sharpie on Nubox can cut him off as they try to rotate out. Shot onto Antlion, gonna die, but I was gonna say it doesn't matter how many you lose, but when you lose 2 instantly like that, it gets scary for a moment from Carry, but your turn. Not in a close enough area to even get that kit on the bomb, so instead they are going to get out of there and save, but they only save over 2 guns, and really only Apache's got enough to buy an M4, and even then they'd be compromising on util and a kit. So Holy Smoke's not in a great spot, while the Nekomatas are sitting pretty. Tons of money, tons of cash to buy whatever they want, and so as they reinvest in here, they're looking to make this first half of their map pick a dominant one.
And Nekomata slowly running away with this game. That was an excellent play. I think, conceding that car position and conceding brackets is really hard to fight off from the CT side, right? You mentioned it perfectly, Fluffy. They had no information. They did not know what was going on anywhere along the map. They didn't know how many people were car. They didn't have any information brackets. Antline was playing Moto. Carry was playing Big Pit, watching lane. So they had no information. They were just choked out there by the Nekomatas didn't even do anything quote-unquote special in terms of their bracket control. Mike just threw a smoke, threw a molly, threw a flash, and then everybody rotated back to B, since they had that banana control for like the entire round. So
yeah,
that
I'd
lack
like
of
to see him
information.
go for some kind of B retake, because we saw him throw the retake smokes before.
Yep. Or try to fight a little bit more for more control. Once again, here, they have no car control, they have no brackets control, and Nekomatas are just pushing. Boom.
Oh, Antlion gets spotted, lit down a ton. Carry's going to go ahead and peek, but doesn't get the frag. That's an escape. And now they're just rerouting into Arch. They've got so much control. Antlion's completely cut off. After Scotland, Famas only gets 1. Do they expect the second player library? Sharpie does. And with that frag, they decide to go back to A, because that's 2 A players dead. A fake smoke towards B keeps the 2 CTs locked in, and so Carry alone here on the short side. Playing up close to a smoke pit. Here, Mike, and they're going to catch the player in the back, but a labored spray. Shots go wide, and Mike has the frag. Carry as she falls. That gives the site up to the Nekomatas, a bomb plant. And another round where I think we just say save.
They have to. They have to save. Oh no, that was once again, right? They don't have any top card control. The Nekomatas were able to have 4 people in brackets for most of that round because they weren't fighting for that brackets control. Pinecone almost got Antline on that first peak. Carry tried to help and swing out, but wasn't able to get that trade. And once they have that brackets control completely kind of unlocked, the Nekomatas just once again exploded where they knew that side that was exploitable by the Holy Smokes, which was once again Arches, right? Arches has been open almost every time, and with their lack of both car control and brackets control, the CT side have no information. That makes it really difficult to play, especially on Inferno. You can be executed so quickly, right? Whether that be the A side. And I love the idea of that initial wrap. They wanted to wrap through CT, but once they got those 2 kills on the A players, they just went, hey, we still have all this control. Let's go back. Great round. Great round by the Nekomatas. Excellent calling.
I'm not going to blame Captain Scotland as a caller because I think it's up to the individuals to be getting that info for Captain Scotland to even like call any kind of reactions around. That being said, at this point, I want to see an adaptation. I want to see them try to push their players to try to get something more. Deep mid smokes, perhaps this will be it. Captain Scotland looking to do it themselves as they creep up close and carry on a swing. Those are 2 initial frags. Aggression on A, and as long as they don't turn it into over-aggression, they can just slink back away. Gun even recovered for carry, and your turn. Oh, they're fighting Banana this time, and it is working out. Finally, the Holy Smokes get in their face. And so, they should have this round in the bag. I say should, because Mike's got a frag and is searching for more, and in the meanwhile, Sharpie's still alive up towards A. Both of these players on double digits in terms of frags. So the Holy Smokes gotta be just a teeny bit nervous.
I love that play by the CT side. That was a great play. Whether that was a call or individual initiative, that was excellent. The simultaneous push with that one-way smoke, or the Elige smoke, right, into mid, as well as that push from carry into halls, completely choked out brackets. And then combined with the car control that was taken by Your Turn and Apache, I think that was an excellent way to be able to take that control, which they've been much lacking. Great kill there. And it's 1v3. Let's see if Sharpie can get the kills again.
Oh, shot through the smoke. Unfortunate. Shuts down the clutch attempt before it can even get started. Holy Smokes. I think they found their adaptation, and it's just to get a little aggressive, get in your face. Apache can drop an op. I don't know if they're going to realize it here, or if Antlion even wants it. Because this is the last round of the half. There it is. Apache purchases it up. And Apache's just going for the peak. They've got the spawn. Say, I'm taking it B here. This will be our banana control, and then they can trade it out to Antlion afterwards. Let's see if this catches the Nekomatas off guard, or if they're ready for it. The nades, oh, they go for nades here, and so Apache just decides to cancel. I love the unique way of taking this control just with a nade and a smoke. Now they smoke short, they look to just run it in, and because Antlion was playing over there towards B, nobody's on arch. So short smoke just completely locks him out. Carry does punish Mike for running through it. Tugglebuff going for the site wrap, and Captain Scotland gets the frag. Rough spot now. Reb only on attack 9. But Sharpies work out apps. This could be everything. This is another 2K to just break into the site. So much damage, but Carry doesn't go down. Allows for the bomb plant. Sharpie's oversight is doing so much here in this round, but they get fragged out by Antlion. Stuck on the balcony, stuck in the open, and so Halapine Cone, I was going to say, has to clutch alongside Reb, but now it's only Reb. Star, the support, the fragger on the 3-6, oh, so close. 180's one way, tries to look back, eventually will fall, but a valiant attempt there. As close as you like it, 7-8.
Wow,
here on the Nekomatas pick.
Split down the middle here. I think that was a great round by both sides, honestly. That the play to be able to maintain that banana control by double nading into car and then going brackets quite quickly and trying to take that arches. I think Captain Scotland getting that kill on the player that was trying to push through Moto was massive, and that kind of halted the progression of the Nekomatas being able to take that map control and being able to get into the site. They did finally get into the site. Sharpie had that labored spray on the carry from apps into carry that was in lane, but having her still alive there is just absolutely great because she was able to get out onto lane, find that info on where Reb was once Halapinecone was killed by Apache. So overall, great job there by the Holy Smokes.
All right, now it's on the Holy Smokes here with their T side. We'll see what they've got. What they've got planned is a rush. What the Nekomatas have is a couple of headshots. A response, but Reb's still in the back of sight here, has another one, and so it's just Carry left up alive. He's up here towards Nubox, gets one on the spin, and spots Tuggle towards CT. A smoke down to give plenty of cover, and a flash to try to reposition. They're going to slip out towards dark, but there's tons of CTs starting to swarm, and Halapine Cone has the final kill. Even a little body spam just for fun. Shout out to the trash talk at the start of this between Supreme and Annex, and now, you know, just a little bit can make it exciting. Everybody's friends in the end here in CSC. At least I hope. That's my headcanon.
Let's see what. Oh, it's a full eco, so it's probably going to be quite quick here. What I want to see what the Holy Smokes are doing again. Toggle goes for that 1.5 to ult. Excellent kill there onto Antlion and pulling straight back. No need for an overextension.
These Glocks, the goal is just to get damage. Don't feed the MP9s too much, but there are 4 MP9s up. That might be good info to have because obviously you'll play different against MP9s once you get AKs out. Here for the smokes. Bomb plant would be nice, but seems unlikely with the setups that are currently being played. What's your goal when you come into a round with all Glocks? What do you feel like is a job well done?
Definitely get that plant. That's the. Oh, is this spam coming? The spam is coming in. Oh, it's reverse spam.
Toggle Bub.
If I can shoot you, if you can shoot me, I can shoot you back. No, but if you're full Glocks, no armor, with a decoy and a nade, on Inferno, I mean, you probably want to play something a little bit quick, right? Try to get the CT off guard, but just because if you're trying to take that one-on-one aim duels, you're definitely going to lose. But they still can get something out of this round. I mean, it's not over yet, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh, wait, okay.
Pinecone still chilling here. Drops the close smoke. The other sort of benefit of these Glock rounds is fade out util. That's 2 smokes now used up, but they don't get a single kill, so plenty of money to rebuy that util. Gonna likely stick with the 4 MP9s, and maybe the Nekomatas are gonna get kind of crazy. Holy Smokes have to look out when they're playing up against 4 SMGs.
Oh, most definitely. I think maybe my thought is they're going to try to do something that with that one way again, maybe towards mid, try to push out, catch a player off guard. They did pull it out for this pistol round, for the force buy round there, but maybe they can try it again. Who knows? They do have SMGs, so higher risk plays might come out with high reward. You know.
Perhaps we will have to see right now a risk taken by Tugglebub and a punish. There as Antlion gets the opening. Gonna go ahead and drop a couple nades to take brackets here, but it's a double app set up in the 1 player down boiler. That's the FAMAS getting into things. Getting a kill and getting out of there. Pinecone's just gonna walk on back. Sharpie peeks forward. That's a quick frag. That's an AK found. Harry doesn't know where to look. Sharpie wants to escape T-Apps and gets punished. And so now 3v3, but there's a lot of info for the CTs. And meanwhile, the Ts have 2 smokes and a flash to play with. Wherever they go next has got to be the commit. And so it's a decision to be made by Captain Scotland. Captain in the name, captain in the server right now. They call their players up towards A. Arch Smoke is ready to go in from your turn. But the Arch player is rotated back Moto, and oh, they're not going to do it. They're just going to walk contact. Keep smoking flash, and they're around. They just decide to split this. It's going to be awkward, as it's only Reb's MP9 in the back of the site. It can be called at least by the 2 players on A. But
22 seconds though.
This is the correct decision. Smoke off banana, nade in, Reb just still hunkered down. If they kill the bomb here, that's 1. They can't kill Antlion. Bomb can still be planted, but a doable 2v2. Might as well try to send this retake with an MP9 and a FAMAS, but Carry quick with the headshot. Antlion smokes banana. And Pinecone slips up CT. Nobody on the close angles as he slowly starts to find out. Gonna have to be a quick one here. At least they've got a kit. Carries the line close, and Antline throws a flash from back, pulls the knife on accident. A little bit of a team flash too, but it all works out in the end. That's not the kind of TF2 I'm looking for. But the holy smokes, they've got the round at least. 8 now to the 10 of the Nekomatas. And the Nekomatas, they call attack. After that first gun round, well, kind of a gun round, mostly SMGs for them, it goes awry.
Yeah, that was honestly that was a little expensive there for the holy smokes. I definitely expected a little bit of a cleaner round. They got the opening kill onto Tugglebub there, who was peeking down mid with an MP9, and so in that 4v5 situation, it was quite dire. Once they were only relegated to that apps control, that was like, oh, this is going to be really iffy. But they were able to exploit that opening once Mike, who was playing Cubby on Arch's side, kind of rotated back onto A side, trying to just try to get into a better position, expecting an A hit. They exploited that Arches and just ran up CT and into B site with only 22 seconds left, I believe. Red was great to be able to get that one kill, but wasn't able to get that second onto Antline, who's planting the bomb. This is oh, interesting. They elected to only have buy here. They did have the money. They have 4,500 on Sharpie, and they have 3,600 on Pinecone, but they're just relegating themselves to Deagles, 257s, and two P250s. Even two players don't have armor, so this is a very interesting buy. Maybe they're going for they're trying to bank on next round, and since they're in the lead, they want to play conservative.
They've got single loss here, so they're not going to get very much money off the end of this, which is why they're keeping so much money on some of these players. It's not a conventional strategy you see when you're on single loss, but they will have the purchase in, and they're doing exactly what those Glocks of the Holy Smokes did to them, which is just burn util piece by piece as the Holy Smokes clear these angles. They start to realize, oh shoot, nobody's home. We'll see if they end up sending a probe into A if your turn decides to go for it.
Or the
Library smoke. They're going to go for the wrap. That's a smoke on Moto if they decide to come through it. Flash into the site. Tugglebub up close gets jiggled and Apache frags. That's always an awkward angle to try to fight if somebody shoulder peeks you first. And so these last 4 pistols are just going to run it. I'd say Sharpie might as well save the armor. But try to get guns away. Oh, long range firing squad of pistols has 2. There's a player in apps to hold this if they decide to run up to retrieve guns. Your turn is going to get 1. But through this molly, they can get them. They can grab guns and they can escape.
oh no,
Maybe 1 AK scooped up by Pinecone. Could toss that back and pick up the other, or just send Sharpie off on a mission here. Come on, Sharpie, you can do it. Or just trust the bomb blast here.
That's what I was thinking, but they might actually get. Oh, I thought they were gonna die. Oh, got the bomb, got the gun too. Great.
Dang.
Great round.
7 HP. Plays the perfect. Oh, your turn. Straight through T-Apps. The door's open. And the door closed there on Sharpie as, looks like Reb has DC'd from the server. A tech pause will come through, and so we're going to have to take a little bit of a break here from the action. Instead, we're just chilling. It's an exciting moment of the game to just be chilling. 9-10. Anybody's game, anybody's half here.
Oh yeah.
Would you say that this is a must-win map for the Nekomatas?
Oh yeah. I mean, I early round predicted a 2-0, right? And I've been pleasantly surprised. I think the Nekomatas' proactiveness on the CT side that they've showed so far, at least the first 2 rounds, and even the rounds that they lost, I think was really, really good. Definitely a little different from the more passive CT setup that the Holy Smokes had. But I think this is a must-win for the Nekomatas, considering they're the Holy Smokes ancient form, how well they played that map. They really need to win this. They really need to win this map. But yeah, this has been a really, really good. This has been a really, really good game so far. Even with that full P250 1 Deagle 257 round, they were still able to get 2 kills, which was excellent. I would say, especially when they stacked the wrong side, right? Tugglebub got jiggled there by Apache and got absolutely destroyed, and they were still able to recover and get those 2 kills. Still
a
keep
gun.
those guns. Yeah. Yeah, that one gun, I guess. Yep, keep that one gun. So their economy should be still alive and thriving. Let's hopefully Red can come back and keep this into a very exciting game. If that tech pause does expire, then they may have. Oh no, Reb's back.
Reb's
Great.
back. We got him. Happy to have Reb back in the server. Happy to see that no one's going to disconnect. The ghost of Aviary's past has not come to haunt us today.
One great thing that I've really been enjoying about this match, though, Fuffy, is everybody's been playing well. Everybody's been fragging. Everybody's on double digits. The kill spread is really really tight. ADR, almost everybody's above. Yeah, everybody's above. 50 ADR. It's been great to watch. Everybody's playing. It's not like one player is being exploited on the side. So it clearly shows that these players deserve to be in this contender finals. They're playing great, showing us great CS from both sides, and so you have to at least appreciate that.
Everybody's brought their A game here into this contender grand finals. In the regular season, we've seen some of these players sort of stand out and shine above the rest. Antlion, especially, with some crazy numbers they've been putting up here in contender. Though Antlion's been a little bit quiet at the beginning of this Inferno game. Perhaps Inferno just not their map. Perhaps they haven't gotten the op in their hands as many times as they may have wanted. Either way, it's an AK here, and it's time taken down. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm curious to see how the Nekomatas with guns and util play out Banana. Whether they're going to try to take it a little bit more, whether they're going to just be chilling. And Antlion says, I don't need an op to take down an opper. Instant headshot on the mid-swing. Sharpie gets punished immediately as soon as they bring the op out. Perhaps a little bit of an over-aggressive angle. Tugglebub has switched up that AWP, but the shot goes awry. And Brackets are in the control of the Holy Smokes. They're so grouped here that they gotta go for this, but Tugglebub, that's the bomb dropped in abs. They realize where this hit now has to come in, and as the bomb falls forward, they could call a rotate over. Do they realize this? Ella Pinecone drops a smoke forward, just completely stuck, looks to jump up on the bicycle. Tugglebub runs through, gets shut down. Now it's just Pinecone left and does not expect Scotland through the smoke. Even though they lost that bomb, it got scary for a moment.
This has
now
to be
it's the reverse of the first half, and yeah.
That was rather interesting, though, Fuffy. Do you think that they did not realize that they got the bomb down in abs? Because the CTs had two players playing car. Yeah, they had two players playing car, so they knew nobody was Banana. They could have done a flash peek, something like that. They had two players playing super aggressive. They had full Banana control, and nobody on the Holy Smokes were in Banana, so they could only be mid and Brackets. And seeing that the bomb was dropped in abs, I would anticipate that, okay, hey, one person go, rotate, help out, pick up arches, while I maintain full Banana control here. So that was just really interesting to me. Maybe they didn't realize they had the bomb, huh?
Yeah, perhaps it wasn't calmed over. Perhaps they thought that the bomb was in a spot that could be recovered by the Holy Smokes, so they didn't want to over-rotate off of it. Either way, great round for the Smokes. Excuse me, Holy Smokes. I just had a sneeze. The springtime is coming. Finally, the sun is out. I'm going to have to suffer from allergies, but that's okay. Because we can all at least find solace in the lovely game of Counter-Strike.
Oh yeah, we're not touching grass anyways.
Exactly. Technically, I didn't really touch grass today. I touched turf.
Oh yeah,
I was playing intramural soccer.
Oh, you play soccer, Fluffy?
Yep.
I'm a big soccer fan myself. I'm not good at it. I don't play it, but I love to watch it.
Nice. I like to watch a little bit. I watched a lot of World Cup when that was going on near the end.
Oh yeah. The GOAT finally got the World Cup.
Finally, I had an Argentina jersey when I was like 9 years old. I didn't know anything about Argentina, but got one from my grandpa. And so I've been a fan of them since. I played the Argentinian team in FIFA, like... So that was hype to see. Aggressive, and Sharpie doubles up on the P250. How was that the player that gets the frags? Finally, Antlion answers back. P250
Wow.
of their own. This says anything you can do, I can do better. Holy smokes, deal with the aggressive push. They deal with those saved rifles, and now it's new rifles to be purchased up. And the Nekomatas, this is their chance to get themselves out there, or else risk essentially their economy just going back in the bin, and this second half just sort of going out with a whimper.
The Holy Smoke's doing great now. Back in the lead. Back in the lead after conceding that lead back in the first half. Now back in the lead again with full economy. They're filthy rich. What, 7.5K on Captain. Apache has 6K. Antlion 6.5. Carry's the only one at 1.3, but hey, you could probably get dropped.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't have any concern for economy for the next couple of rounds here. And
Yeah.
Conceding 2 players against that eco was quite expensive, but hey, they still got that dub, right?
Yeah, and it was saved guns, though. Shockingly, it was the P250 that got those 2 frags. Oh, Tugglebub through the smoke, tags 3 individual players. Excuse me? What? Tuggle? Someone check them PC.
Wow.
With a
Getting
name
that
like
kill on-
Tugglebub, too. Imagine you get sprayed through a smoke by Tugglebub.
That was actually pretty crazy. I think Tugglebub did an excellent job predicting the player's position by tracking the trajectory of that Molotov that was thrown from mid. So that spam just came in and got that 1 kill, which was excellent. Playing from a 4v5 down is going to be quite difficult here. And gets another kill on Apache.
Great awareness. Knows that one could be close boiler. Clears it perfectly. Tuggle's now even got an AK in their hands. If you're mentioning anybody can frag out, and anybody indeed, and today, it's Tuggle. 3rd one in the round. Gonna send that bomb back towards B. Your turn looks for something, makes contact. Reroutes into apps. 20 seconds left. They can
Pretty good
save.
first-
Captain
yeah.
Scotland's got the op. They may be an Astralis fan, but today, it's Jame time.
Oh yeah. Like once Tuggle, single-handedly stopped any form of map progression that they can do, playing apps playing apps to the absolute perfection. Kind of spamming through, playing boiler, clearing boiler, pushing in, getting that kill from bedroom, pulling back, not overextending. Excellent job by Tugglebub there. They still have a bye, like I mentioned. They're still pretty good here for a couple of rounds, and this is going to be a big round though. It's going to be a big round because you don't want the CT economy to be able to build up, right? You don't want them to be able to build up guns, build up money to buy guns and you have to win the game on hard mode against full guns. You want to be able to at least get like a half buy play against an anti-eco or something like that after this. But we'll see how this goes.
Flash mid, a little bit of a peek out, and a tag from Tuggle. I like how when Tuggle's feeling it, they just say, sure, I'll go for it here. But they don't end up getting a frag this time. Just the util exchange at mid. A solid setup. A player close. I'm curious what they're doing over on B. We can see they've got a player just sitting close corner, and I think it might be a flash being held by Mike. Or no, a smoke. A smoke being held for the contact. Okay. This makes sense, and Tugglebug contacts a player in apps. All right. Proactive move there to double push and gets him a pick.
That was a great push. Getting that, they had 2 players playing. They had at least 1 player holding that brackets, playing incredibly proactive, trying to get that control into apps, knowing that they had full car control. Right? I think Sharpie was posted with that op for so long. They knew like, okay, we have full car control here. Let's try to get into apps just to catch them off guard, and that's what they did exactly. So if they can properly clear out the site here on B, they can still take the site, but this is going to be a tough battle with Mike boosted and Sharpie on the off.
Yeah, Sharpie gets so many kills, no one's even looking at Mike, and so Antlion left last alive. 20 seconds to go for frags or to save this op. In the meanwhile, it's a push. Oh, they are getting run down. Nice shot on the first. He's forwards and doesn't expect 2 players. It was almost a lineup, but instead it's the Nekomatas. They only lose 1 there in the aftermath, and they take the lead again here on their map pick.
Oh yeah, no, that was. I think that peak was. I know that the logic behind it was, I need to take a fight in order for me to survive, so I don't get double peaked. I think that was Antlion was trying to think about. But with that op being that valuable, that might have been a little bit of a overextension. But hey, it's fine. They still have money. They have to win this round though. This is a big round. If not, the Nekomatas can just run away with it since they have full money, full economy. I love this aggressive move, taking top car control really quickly.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Compared to the defaults that we were seeing from the Nekomatas, this is a different look as the Holy Smokes are now on his side. The thing is, though, Sharpie's there with an op, and Mike and Sharpie together, oh,
No.
they're just burning them up. The issue is when you send a B-Rush, you gotta make sure opponents don't have full util, or you will just get chewed.
Yeah, they were already destroyed there by the utility. It was very difficult. And they just pushed out. I liked how Antlion was able to get that space, didn't overextend, but they didn't really flash out there for Carry, and Carry got picked off with that Mech 10. That Molly, they just stood in that Molly. They couldn't really go anywhere, and they got burned out. This is going to be a rough game now for the Holy Smokes moving forward. Almost a guaranteed 14 for the Nekomatas, and they're flushed with cash. Hellpine Cone 8k, Sharpie 8.5k, Reb 6k, Tugglebuff almost 6k. Oof, this is going to be really tough for Holy Smokes.
Yeah, I like to see fast banana control, but if you get it and you don't get any kills, it means that there's two players sitting on the site with guns and util to try and stop you. So if you keep rushing in, you're basically screwed. Right now, they're rushing up short and, well, just surrounded. Rifles are raining down hellfire upon them. And Captain Scotland gonna sprint through a smoke for something. Instead, it's the Nekomatas up to 14. They might take this first map and really put the Holy Smokes onto the back foot in this best of 3.
Honestly, I'm actually happy that I'm getting proven wrong right now with my prediction, anticipating a 2-0. Antlion going for a quick buy here with the AKN to P250 flash and smoke. So that's interesting, buying an AK with a P250 instead of, another flash or a nade. But in any circumstance, I have to give it to the Nekomatas. They've been playing excellent Counter-Strike here. They did drop that 4 streak after losing the second round, but after losing that third round, the first gun round. But their proactive style on the CT side has been an excellent game to watch. Right, they've been able to maintain that top car control, and when they concede it, they aggress on the other side of the map, or even when they have it, they go for info pushes. They try to keep the Holy Smokes on their toes, not letting them get comfortable, not letting them, position themselves for a full execute. So I've definitely been really enjoying the Nekomatas' CT side here on Inferno. It's quite reminiscent of their T side, right? Trying to get that map control and doing really well with it. Great CS.
Ooh, the util this time is how they get this main damage carry chunked super low there in Mexi. It's scary. When you see the different things that the Nekomatas have thrown at them, the Holy Smokes need answers to it, and they need them quick because they seem to find one thing and then, it's a double push apps to get the kill. It's Tugglebub looking out that apps window. It's the B players just mowing them down, whatever it might be. The setups that the Nekomatas have got, they sure are working. The brackets take ready as soon as this smoke fades. Stalin's going to drop the short smoke. Tugglebub has a smoke that they could throw in return. Opts not to do it. Instead, they're just running straight through, and Reb hears all of this. Reb playing back here. Oh! Tuggle, no! This isn't fair! 3 through the smoke, 3.5 if you count Antlion. Now as they push in, Reb's got 1. Antlion's just close on the fade. Shots firing, and Reb finds the next.
Wow.
I think all those kills were actually at least in a smoke, if not through them.
Wow. Yeah, they didn't see anybody with them. They got 5 kills and didn't see a single player, except for one, probably the barrel, right?
Except for one gun sticking through.
That was it. One gun sticking through. They didn't see anybody's faces. That was an excellent time sprayed by Tugglebub. He knows his lineups. Goodness gracious.
You're supposed to look your enemy in the eyes when you kill them, and they couldn't even see their eyes.
That was absolutely insane. I thought that he was going to try to push that smoke with that smoke, and he kind of scaled a little closer to it, but the spray position was immaculate. Just got triple kills, and now Holy Smokes are relegated to a poor buy here in the last round. They get 3 Galils, 1 Mac 10. Tugglebub once again very proactive here. Boom, gets the first kill. Drops the ball.
How did
Gets
he get
away
out
with
there?
Oh my goodness, and survives. It's over. GG's. Can go next.
Oh, I would say that, except for the fact that Antlion's out. dies, but your turn trades, and they smoke the molly, so they're into the
Wow.
site.
How did this happen?
Reb's up on Arch. Bomb can get planted. They found sort of the one avenue in, which was through apps. As soon as they traded out that pit player, this became very doable. A close smoke, that might actually be good cover here for Reb to keep up. In the meanwhile, Mike in towards Moto has the first kill. A quick headshot onto your turn. Apache in apps, making it work, but now Apache has to 1v3 spray. Good bit of damage, flash out, and just a straight up fight from Apache. Sharpie is ready, and the Nekomatas. Wow, 16-11. They confidently closed that one out. Once they got full guns, they got Util, and they got Tugglebub making the difference. Tugglebub and Sharpie, 20 frags together.
Tugglebub, I know that was a great game by the Nekomatas. Once again, I have to commend them. That was excellent CT aggression, playing a very proactive style of Counter-Strike, which is what you need in a map where the CTs it's really difficult for the CTs to get map control, right? Like I was emphasizing, and we were emphasizing how much important it was to get car control or brackets control, and Nekomatas were able to maintain all of that controls for very, very long. It was, I mean, the Holy Smokes weren't really weren't really doing much on the B side of the map, so that made it quite difficult for them to be able to pry open that A side with the CTs anticipating that move. But Tugglebub had amazing impact throughout that entire game. Great game, great job by Nekomatas getting that map. But now this is the Holy Smokes map, Ancient, and we know that they pretty darn good on it. So let's see how it goes. But we're throwing this to a break, right, Fuffy?
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and take a little break. I'll do a little stretch, get some water perhaps, and, well, if that map 1 was anything to go by, I'm excited for what's to come.
Save me from the side of myself. I cannot look away. About to crash into my face. Just another day on the shelf. Pull me from my silhouette. Years have been astray. Now a broken shell remains. I cannot embrace what I regret. Round and round, around I go. The spinning makes me ill. An image held inside the very world I build. Please help now, 'cause I can't even feel enough to know if I get out. I'm numb to the pain, but hollow without. Floating in a world of glass, I can imitate. Got a smile worth its weight when the mirror breaks. If someone asks, round and round, around I go. The spinning makes me ill. A hostage held inside the very world now, 'cause I can even feel enough to know if I get out, will I allow another friend to try and help and fail on my account? I'm numb to the pain and hollow without.
That goes to map 3.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're back into it. The knife round's playing out. This time it's the Holy Smokes who are all going to end up stabbing each other because it is their map pick, and so the Nekomatas get to select their side. Back into the action. This is map 2. Map 1 was won out by the Nekomatas, who I would say the Holy Smokes are really the favorites here, so they did a good job to win it out there on their own pick of Inferno, but now they're in the Smokes territory. This is Ancient. This is the Season 10 Contender Grand Finals. Observer, Blod, catching all the action. I'm Fuffy, and I am joined by my co-commentator, Slatong. Now, Slatong, how important do you think starting off good on their map pick is here for the Holy Smokes?
Oh, this is massive. They're a very momentum-based team, I would say. On Monday against ATL in the semifinals, they started on the T side and got an 8-0 lead. So I'm expecting something similar, at least. Hopefully, I can get something similar. Like, I really like how they play their T side Ancients, and they seem to like it too, considering they picked it. But this is going to be huge. They need to win this pistol. They need to convert and start the game on the right foot. Because I know Mike Tuggle and Hella Pinecone, at least last season, played really well on Ancient in the prospects. So we'll see how this goes.
Hot prospects bringing their skills up into Contender, and right now the Glocks are heading up towards B. Util in the hands of Scotland, and as they just run it up, that's tons of damage. That's contact, and that's a frag. The Util goes down, and Sharpie's close sight the entire time. Quick headshots on the USP, assassinations, and Reb and Tuggle clean it up. Great work for the Nekomatas here in this first pistol.
These are some aimers. Those were all clean kills onto the B side there. Getting I mean, that contact play was one thing, but being able to not be overrun by like 4 Glocks coming your way when you have USPs just shows for great aim, right? Just peeked out, Sharpie getting those 2 really high impact kills. They didn't have anybody in cave, but everybody on site was already dead, so they could focus fully on where their last 2 remaining players were. Once again, full Glocks here for the Holy Smokes.
Yeah, this time they're just looking to go towards A. There's players towards the back of A, and they've baited out enough util to call this round at least. you know, at least they got something done. Now as they group A, it's FAMAS back set. Normally, I'd be nervous about a FAMAS. But longer range up against Glocks, this is the one place where I'd rather have the FAMAS than the MP9. Your turn gets mollied out, and so after hearing the tags on that molly, they start to rotate even more players in. Tons of util getting dumped. And they think twice about going into A. Instead, they come back into Tugglebub, who has flanked. Frag on the MP9. And the rest of these players are completely boxed in. Antlion, oh! Baits out so many shots. Reb runs out of bullets. And Carry finishes him off. Sharpies push close, though this. Oh, they see potential for so much timing, but they've got caught from both sides. This, now 2v3. Kind of scary. I say kinda, but they've already rotated players in. They've got it on lock. Alpine Cone finally activates the FAMAS, and a kill apiece across the board for the Nekomatas. But now the Holy Smokes, they bring out these AKs.
See how this goes. Full gun round. They do have the utility except on Antline, who bought a P250. Is this something that he just does? I'm just curious because I feel like if you have an AK,
Antlion like defaults towards the opper mindset, and I know is one to not use util.
yeah,
which,
but okay.
Is
Oh,
questionable when you could at least be chucking the smoke from spawn. Scotland gets one back, but not after. Rev and Tuggle get a kill apiece there in mid. The mid push being shut down once mid presence is denied. The Holy Smokes are pretty hamstrung for options here, and so they're just going to group B and try to end it.
I don't really understand what the thought process there. Pushing that smoke without really a lot of utility, and yeah, I feel like instead of buying a P250, you could get a smoke. Even if you don't want to use it, just drop it for your teammate. You know, a smoke or a flash, some piece of utility. I don't know. I don't know. And that Tugglebub and Reb absolutely locked down that mid push with MP9s and a FAMAS. So, and once again, full info. Knew that there was 3 players there on the B long side,
Yeah.
so they're gonna rotate a 3rd player onto B with Pinecone coming from A. A's absolutely conceded now, which is completely fine considering they have all that information.
I was gonna say it was kind of scary that Reb was alone in cave, could have been fragged down, and that aim duel could have swung things, but instead they reroute up towards A, and maybe it's a bit of an over-rotation. Player now in Temple is Mike, looking to shut him out, gets up super close, and so your turn goes down. A second on the MP9, swaps to an AK, doesn't expect Scotland close, and Scotland has a 1v2. This is a round that's surprisingly doable. Sight boxes provide cover to camp, it's a plant, and now it's a tag onto Pinecone. Oh, some damage. Sharpies up close. Do they expect the swing? They do, but can't spray transfer in time. Pinecone gets it on the FAMAS, finally. Gonna bring that defuse through, but this round was made very close by a smart little around the world play from the Holy Smokes.
That was very close, but great recovery. Honestly, I thought that they were completely locked out. Once Reb got that jiggle peek out of cave, getting all that information, I thought they were absolutely locked out. Honestly, kudos to Mike. Mike's got a dink onto Apache from Red Room, and Apache was on shelf, and all Mike had was an MP9. So if that was an M4 or maybe something else, that would have been a different story because Mike would have been able to at least lock down that mid rotate a little bit better. But great recovery there by the Holy Smokes, even though they didn't win that round. Once again, playing this aggressive push onto mid here from the CT side, and I love their proactive counter-strike. It's just they're just siphoning all this map control away from the Holy Smokes.
Deep Molotov, but they're already past it. Pinecone stuck here behind the default box, but making it work. Nice, crispy headshots, and has stayed alive long enough for their teammates to rotate in. Pinecone doing it all here as the site anchor, and now Mike has come in support.
Oh my goodness, Pinecone!
Dang, Annex said a player to watch. They said it jokingly because of that internet, but this time, it's not the power getting deleted, it's the players. Pinecone gotten 3 in this round. 1 back from Apache. This round's not over yet with 50 seconds on the clock. Apache, oh, spotted the shoulder, instant headshot. Pinecone is low, Tuggle's spotted there. They should know where both of these players are on the site. The question is, do they expect the third one to be flanking? Apache has a bomb to scoop up, decides to just go around to try to get a different position, but Pinecone, crispy clean
Wow.
4K.
Pinecone playing absolutely insane. That was a great job by the anchor, you know? That wasn't even wasn't even a very confusing or very like tricky position. It's not a rat angle or anything like that. They just played behind default boxes and just won those duels. Great job staying alive for that long. I mean, Brokey was smoked off, Donut was smoked off, CT was smoked off, so it was essentially a 1v4 coming into that site. That molly that was thrown by Pinecone was perfectly timed to kind of segregate the attack and segregate the approach coming out of A main. But being able to win those fights quite comfortably nonetheless, getting that kill onto Antlion and then flicking left and getting that very clean kill out of the player coming out of main was absolutely insane. Kind of took that fight onto carry that was on top of slants, I believe is what people call it, or that big Xbox there, but not overextending, making sure to play your life, making sure to stay alive. I mean, that's the job of an anchor, right? Especially for a minor site, being able to stay alive as long as possible is excellent. So great job, great impact by Pinecone, and once again, another round for the Nekomatas. Let's see what they do on this half fight. Great kill there by Antlions. They have full cave control.
Makes the B250 work. We know why they're buying it now. So Sharpie in towards Long has a couple. Carry and Captain Scotland. The Double C are seeing what they can do here in this round with the lower weaponry. Carry even slips back out. They have bomb and they could go anywhere.
Wow. This could be the first round for the Holy Smokes. They have to split side because they have no information. They have no cave control. They have no. Oh, they're pushing into brackets now, and seeing that it's clear, I think they might anticipate that this might be A. So this is a big gap here that the Holy Smokes can exploit. Oh, this is going to be great timing. They're no longer in cave. I think once Reb clears out this cave position, Pinecone's going to rotate into A, or try to at least, unless Carry gets the bomb down and they can hear it. Oh no, Carry's just waiting. Oh, this timing. Boom, killed. Oh no. Oh!
Wow. Reb cleans him up. That's 3 in the round. Great work from Reb. Somebody in the chat was saying talk about Reb 830. Well, Reb 830. The 3 stands for kills. The 0 stands for deaths. There in round number 5. Nekomatas haven't dropped a round, and it's been for a while if you count the end of that Inferno game as well.
Oh yeah, like I said, the Holy Smokes are definitely a momentum-based team. So I actually thought that was that was a great round there by the T side. I think they paused long enough to empty out the entire B side. Nobody was there. They did take their time a little bit to get that bomb down, but this is a battle happening in mid. 4 bodies there for the T side, and Reb gets a kill and survives. Gets away for free. Ooh, almost gets a second.
Nice work there. The trade's in mid, and now it favors the T side. Holy Smokes, 3 versus 2, and that was a pick up towards B shelf, so that's where they're going to reroute back into. Through the cave, Apache is first contact, and Sharpie on the op has to hear them running in. Jiggle around the corner. They're planning safe. Carry, an overswing and an overflick. Sharpie doesn't hit it. And now with the bomb down, they can just tuck back into cover. Sharpie has nothing to get back into this site, and so they're just conceding it. Perhaps an exit frag or 2, but they're going to hold on to guns, and the Holy Smokes are finally going to post a first.
Yeah, that's a good round there by the Holy Smokes. I mean, that mid fight, I felt like Reb got that first kill, right? And then just pulled back to Donut, holding for another pick, and Carry was able to get Reb out. Once Carry got that kill onto Reb, Tugglebub wasn't able to really do much from the red room. No, but that was a great round, and considering how much damage was the Holy Smokes inflicted onto the Nekomatas from the last round, from that, Tech 9 P250 round, only having 2 surviving, they have to save this round. And it might even be a little bit difficult to, fully buy up with the intended utilities.
Well, Well, rifles can be purchased back in on this one because they keep those 2 guns over. They're in a pretty decent spot. Tuggle has to concede a FAMAS, but that's something they can work with. And Sharpie's still got the AWP. We'll see if it comes into play in this one. Last round, it was a little bit of a whimper. And it's early A. They're lining up nades, and they're just ready to go. Mid control, cave control, nothing heard, so they're going to realize this is just a full exec and a full commit. Temple smoke comes in, but there's no smoke in Donut as the rotates come through. And as they run out, Halapinecoat's got the kill and able to stall. Tuggle now up in Donut, so they can't even cross into the site. This is a nightmare position to be in without Captain Scotland sprayed through. You're right, they just barely spotted him. Antlion tries to tuck a flash forward instead, full blinds carry. Perhaps that's why they're buying P250s over the utility. Prefer to just hit their frags outright, but can't find that frag onto Sharpie. And so carry this. Okay, that was a 1 frag, but bombs dropped in the middle of the site. Carry. That's the trifecta here, Mike, Sharpie, and Reb. CT, Temple, and Donut. Carry picks CT to fight and wins it out. Recognizes that the second is Donut, but they don't realize where that third player is coming from. The noise of dropping out Temple might be too much, but the reload and the reposition. Oh, that smoke. That smoke is perfect to cut off Reb and Carry. Starting to realize where Sharpie must be. Instant headshot. Now Carry just needs to plant this bomb, and they're going to reroute. They've got an open route to the B site because they heard Reb there in Donut, and Reb, as they phase the smoke, they realize it. Bomb's going to get planted here, and it's a 1v1, and Carry can go anywhere. This would sure be one heck of a 1v4. As bomb's planted and Carry takes long. Reb starts to creep up, and Carry. It's all about timing if they even consider the peek, or perhaps they just hold. Both players are low enough. Now Carry peeks out. Reb didn't see it. Reb sees it now. And with that awareness, that flash, Reb's going to run it up short. They know exactly where Carry has to be, and Carry decides not to opt for the round the world, instead for the fight and the frag. Beautiful work from Carry, clutching it out and putting a second on for the Holy Smokes.
Ooh. What? That was an absolutely amazing 1v4 by Carry. What an absolutely, oh my goodness, that was, ooh, they definitely need to take a timeout after that. Carry isolating each fight absolutely perfectly, getting that trade onto that kill, getting that trade onto the fight, killing Mike and CT, pretty deep CT, mind you, and they knew that Sharpie was in Temple, right? Because Antlion pushed into Temple, got killed by the AWP, and they knew that Reb was the Donut player. So Carry had all that information. Pushing to Mike, getting that kill, just was the, oh my gosh, was the catalyst for an amazing clutch. Being able to get that kill onto Sharpie, even though Sharpie was playing that very tight angle with that AWP on Brokey, oh my goodness. And then outbraining, playing B. Oh, mwah, chef's kiss, great 1v4. Woo! I'm hyped, sorry.
It's the crosshair placement, the thought process to smoke off Donut, slow creep, recognize that Temple is the next area to clear, and then the initial fight onto CT as well. Such a smart decision to get proactive when you're sort of stuck in a spot like that. Pinecoat is running it down, and the R8 does so much damage that it's an easy cleanup. But that means Apache can just say, hey, I think they're stacked B. And so A control, bomb plant, here gain for the Holy Smokes. And they've just got to hold it down against some unarmored pistols and 1 AK on Tuggle.
Yeah, that was a big round there by Carry. Let's see if they can make sure that they keep as many guns as possible. You don't want to, drop or concede guns, overextend. So, trying to survive here. Ancient does have a pretty large bomb radius, but if they can find a good avenue to exit, that's all they. Wow, Halapinecoat actually has got a lot of impact with the R8.
Ooh. Damage is always solid. Captain Scotland's got to run because this bomb's about to blow. Everybody's going to get out of there, going to escape. Tuggle keeps an AK. Oh, no, and Scotland's dead all the way over on the other side. I guess they did plant on the box towards that side, but still, that hurts if you're Scotland, but not too bad because the round feels even better. AK's picked up. Your turn. Has grabbed that R8.
Yeah, I do want to expect. I do expect a little bit more here from Antland. I think they need to get a little bit more impact. One, and 8. As their star player, they need to get a little bit more impact. Especially, I think he plays a lot of the very aggressive positions, pushing up, getting that information. So, but that was a good win. They did concede 2 players. Great kill there by Apache from the push by Reb into cave. From cave. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Look at this rotate. Everybody, there's 3 players right now. 2 players rotating off of B and mid, going to A because of those smokes. And how many times the Holy Smokes have loved that A side. But Apache getting that kill onto A kind of opens that up for this T side. Oh, Tugglebub.
That was almost a timing, but decides not to get too aggressive and now gets shot in the back by Your Turn. This is rough here. Nekomatas starting to just get everything torn away from them.
Alpinecone just gonna save here. Only 300 in the bank. I believe the loss bonus isn't enough for a full buy, even with that. Oh, maybe it is though. I don't know. I'll have to check what the loss bonus is. But no, that was a great round there by the Holy Smokes being able to. Ooh, almost got a kill, but great round there by the Holy Smokes. Using all that A utility for a fake, considering how much they've loved that A, right? That A hit, or those A hits, even though Pinecone has been doing a pretty good job locking them out. From an individual perspective, those smokes definitely elicit a response. They definitely have the Nekomatas, rotating to A because Holy Smokes has been hitting A lot. So that was a great rotate, great call in the mid round there to, we got that opening kill on B. Let's just go back there. Overall, great round by the Holy Smokes.
Now, the Nekomatas are going to just take this time out to think. I think they should throw something crazy at him now and then just go for the buy up in round 11. Once I assume it's going to be 5-5, perhaps they'll win it out.
They definitely could still win it. I mean, do you think that carry 1v4 clutch could be a catalyst for, the Holy... I know that they're a very momentum-based team, but do you think that's going to be like a big push for them to, maybe even win out the half?
I think it could be. The thing is, it could also get in their head if they just start to swing back and forth on the momentum. They start losing again, and they think, man, we even got a 1v4 clutch, and we're still struggling in this one. It's all about just how you use it, how you play out this mental game. Smoke drop for the molly, but there is nothing mid, and so they just take all the control, and they're running through red. Which site will they decide to go towards? It's A, and that is the correct choice. Ding, 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 you have won, and what you have won is a fight with Pinecone, who's looking the wrong way. Easy frag to find. Bomb going to be planted. The Holy Smokes look to lock in a 5th.
That was a good smoke too into A main here. Toggle up and Sharpie not getting any space, and the bomb isn't even planted for that front side, right? Planted for CT, so this should be an easy lockout. Quick, push with the smoke, caught him off guard, but great kill there by Captain Scotland.
Five now. We're all tied up. If there's any time for the Nekomatas to respond, it would be now. That being said, I'm kind of excited at the prospect of a map 3. I always enjoy a close series. I always like when my voice is a little bit raspy after, though we've got Chally finals tomorrow as well, so. Oh boy. Deep smoke. Flash comes in. They're going to run it down. Molly gets smoked off immediately, and Captain Scotland gets through. Flash out from Tuggle, though, blinds them, and so Tuggle's going to get one before getting traded. Flash was just a little bit too late to get anything more than that first frag. And now with donut control, they could accelerate A, but instead they decide to pause, and I like this decision because it's going to make the Nekomatas think they can't over-rotate, but they could play for info. Sharpie's got a good bit of info that no one's there on the cave cross. Meanwhile, the mollies They fly into the A site, and it's a fake. It's a complete fake, and it's working. Sharpie dropping back as they walk up towards red.
This could be an amazing play here. Depending on where they want to go, they could catch Reb absolutely off guard.
Oh, but this is a crossfire. Sharpie's got the first. There's a rifler up close, and so Reb has the second. They needed more utility to be able to try to split that, because otherwise they're caught between an op and a hard place.
Great awareness there by Sharpie. Pardon me. Great awareness there by Sharpie to pick up that red room once. I mean, that has been open for a while. I thought that was like, a Giga Brain move for for Holy Smokes to be able to get that space and be able to pick which side they want to go. But Sharpie, ever aware, checking back into that red room or that top mid area. So great round there by the Nekomatas. They're getting back that round. They're getting back a little bit of that momentum. They only dropped one or two players there, so their economy is pretty much intact. But the Holy Smokes are still quite flush with cash. This is a big round here. Being able to take control of that momentum, the economy. Let's see how this goes.
Again, fast mid. Tuggle stuck. Tries to drop a flash. Gotta get out of there, Tuggle. You can't keep fighting alone because you get instantly traded. And now your turn just looks to turn it into something more. Running up towards A. Player is solo here in Temple. Smoke's too deep. Your turn spotted on it. Spam through the smoke. Good damage, but not a frag. And now your turn's going to try to play around it. Bomb gets planted there. Alpine Cone up close. Doesn't spot. This is awkward here. Your turn. Dropping nades could be the one to stop these players out Temple, but now that they're gone, the floodgates are open. Sprinting into the site, Carry and Antlion have to clutch it up, and now it's just Carry. Another 1v4, but this time Bomb's down, and they're stuck in Donut, completely smoked off. Tries to run the smoke, gets sprayed down, and that's the Nekomatas. Once they get back to these guns, they're looking confident again.
Yeah, that was not an ideal post plant position there. I think they were just a little bit, they didn't have enough utility to be able to reposition after getting that plant. They have been getting that kill onto Tugglebub, who jumps out of red room trying to get into Donut. But I think that what they were trying to do is do exactly the same thing as what happened the previous round. Get that quick mid control, go into Donut. Last round they faked it. They threw all the utility and then they went red room. But this time they said, let's just commit onto A, right? They know that Alpine Cone has to be on a site somewhere, but once Pinecone was there, it was just quite confusing. Oh, and crit kill there by Tugglebub onto Apache.
Finally, the mid control works out when they don't just send a full commit. Tugglebub's solo play is all that they need now. Nades fly into A. Pinecone playing up in Temple to get one. And with a lurk smoke out, the Donut player's fighting, but Antlion flicks between the two of them. Splits their heads open and splits the shots, but in the meanwhile, Red's got two back. Antlion decides to push CT, but they are wise to the move ever since Carry pulled it in the 1v4.
Wow. Once again, a complete shutout. Great job by the Nekomatas there. Once Tugglebub saw that there was no pressure being applied onto mid, he just pushed shelf. Apache has been lurking around that construction in front of cave area, the long area quite often, right? So Tugglebub had full control of mid, pushed out, and they knew, well, A's the only place they could really go because they got all that information. But once again, great job by Pinecone surviving for that long, letting time for their teammates to rotate. And Reb, very impactful double kill there by Reb, getting that kill into your turn, I believe, and also Carry. Great job.
I'm interested to see if they try something B. They haven't even, shown a ton of presence cave besides when they were full committing. But I think if they want to win this out, they need to show a little bit more depth than just running A or mid or B alone. And that's what they're looking to do here. A full default, a full spread from the Holy Smokes. Carry has started to clear up cave and a flash into mid. They're going to take that control late. And the Nekomatas have completely given it up. Interesting decision here to play just locked into these sites. But it may work out. They've got a player covering red, and they're pushing A main for info. This is proactive. Pinecone's going to clear it all out. Got to be careful not to make too many footsteps, as the Holy Smokes may be aware. But with all of this information now. We'll see what they do off of it. We'll see how they try to react, and we'll see how this fight in mid goes. Your turn's ready for it. Finds the kill, looks to run on through. Tugglebub. Oh, they don't expect him close. They're shuffling around nades, they're shuffling around guns, and now Tuggle's got the kill onto Antlion. They throw a flash over A, but that fake ain't fooling nobody, because Tuggle still has A main. End hit here on B, but oh, they've gotten worried about mid and Donut. They've gotten worried enough. There's only one player here on B. Mike sits in the corner of long as they run up. Apache gonna go ahead and try to get this bomb down, punches in the digits, and Carry gets Mike through the smoke. 4v3 as the Holy Smokes hold the advantage and they hold the bomb site.
Wow. That was a great take there by the Holy Smokes when the CT sides were, focused on mid, focused on A. They saw players still all the way in bottom mid. The Holy Smokes pounced on the opportunity that they understand that there's going to be a gap there. And since Tuggle pushed all the way to A main, they only could have gone B, really. So I was actually pretty surprised that the Nekomatas did play a little bit more active onto the B side.
Oh, Sharpie's shot goes wide. They go down, and that's the op given up. At least Mike can drop a rifle, and Reb can drop an op. So it's a good enough spot to be in if you're the Nekomatas. It might have wanted to save something to theoretically have better buy, but they've got just about as good of a buy as you can ask for besides Halapine Cone having body armor, and even then Reb or Mike could have been the one to drop him. So everything is all good in the hood, as the cool kids say. And Sharpie is running in first with the op. We'll see if they decide to take an aggressive stance here at Cave, or if they just hold it as they've been doing. And in the meanwhile, it's a mid-fight. Tugglebub this time is joined by a friend, and they at least trade out for 2. That being said, the mid-fight, when they full commit, seems to always be won by the Holy Smokes, favoring the T's here in this one. But now they just walk out of it. They're going to give it up. A quick clear into A main to make sure that nobody's pushed through, as the Nekomatas have done before. But not in this round. Halapine Cone sitting back, passive CT. Scotland is ready to throw in the fake. That's a smoke for Donut. But Mike is clearing mid. The perfect proactive move again. Another one. As Donut's cleared.
All the way long.
Oh, wait, but Sharpie's on the site. Sharpie's so isolated. That is awkward. The fake still works out despite the mid control. They bite on the Donut smoke. Now Captain Scotland's lurk gets to activate. Great work there in mid, and Pinecone 1v3 retake. And out this half, spammed on through the smoke. Apache is wise to their moves. And the Holy Smokes, this is their map pick. And so they want to keep it close. 7-8. Replication of last half, basically. Or last game, basically. As we start things out.
Oh, yeah. And probably flip. I do have to, once again, I have to commend the Nekomatas. They're playing excellent CT sides. I can definitely see now why they did absolutely amazingly, Their CT side is proactive. That on round 14 there, they had full A control with Reb and Tugglebub pushing down into A main. They had all that info, right? They knew that there was someone mid, but the issue was they conceded A and Donut was open. That's why they didn't gamble anybody more, and that's why the Holy Smokes were able to take that B site quite easily. But that round 15, Apache's lurk, getting full B control, and Sharpie was hyper fixated on that cave. That was a great round there by the Holy Smokes. Hopefully they can win this CT side pistol and, continue that great momentum that they had from the end of that last half.
Hopefully, but we will see. Early mid grabbed, and they're sitting by the red smoke to phase it. Carry's still holding this, but they don't expect such a close angle, and so now as they get the kills, the B split is on. Your Turn has 2, but finally traded, and now the rest of these T's can just cut rotates. Bomb getting planted here. It's the correct gamble, even though Cave technically not cleared out. Player up short, that's Mike, and that's a quick headshot. Great work there from Mike. Fights even more in spots these last 2 CTs. Captain Scotland's got the kit, and they're going to run in on this retake. Sharpie sitting mid-sight, makes contact, and dies out to Scotland. This 2v2 is so very doable. It's all about the frags, and they are all going the way of NAN. Tap on the bomb from Apache. Mike walks up close, and just as they look away, Apache's got it. Great retake there. Great shots from Apache in Scotland.
What a knife! No, that was a great retake there. I mean, they had full B control for so long. I think the Nekomatas were able to get into very comfortable positions. I thought once Antline died there, getting crouch peaked there by Mike one tap, I thought it was over, right? Because that was a 2v3 retake condition. But Apache and Apache and Captain Scotland isolating those one-on-ones. They fought Mike 1v2. They fought Pinecone 1v2, and they fought that last player also 1v2. So not really playing together, the Nekomatas there in that post-plant condition, but I have to commend the Holy Smokes. They force into this round. Nekomatas force into this round, but they do concede that player disadvantage quite early here. So let's see how they adapt.
And they concede it without even clearing very far in mid. All they have is Z and Shelf right here. They're going to start to slow clear it. Reb, in the meanwhile, looking up cave with Tugglebub. I like the contact here. Question is, are they ready for your turn on the off angle, and is your turn ready for the possible timing? They're starting to get up as these players jiggle. Your turn. Oh, they're close. Do you peek back into this one more time, or do you concede and go back short? That is the eternal question. Your turn, peeking and instant on the FAMAS headshot. Nice execution there. Reb about to try to look for a trade, and Reb has more than that. 2 frags, and it allows Sharpie's Clerk to activate. 1.5 kills, carries super low as they swing into sight. In the meanwhile, Mike has gotten up long, begins to realize where Carrie's gotten off to, but that much of a distraction means Apache gets the frag in the back. Mike, last alive now for the Nekomatas into the 1v2. Knows Carrie must have gone through cave, and so they're out hunting the frag onto the low player, but Carrie's gone good to just go around this entire bomb site and end up back at ramp. Mike is surrounded, and they don't even realize it. Peeking out, do they expect? Yes, Mike has the frag onto Carrie. Now bomb gonna get planted there on pillar, and they realize where Apache's sprinting in from. Apache's got a flash, Apache's got a smoke, and Apache's got a kit, but Mike has the angle trained in on, waiting for the swing up long, but Apache's not gonna give it. Playing the patience game, searching for some other kind of aggressive move, and now walking straight into the crosshair. Mike finds the frag and finds the clutch. A nice 1 versus 2 there from Mike. These rounds, they're getting real exciting.
It's been getting really. Mike picked up the FAMAS. That's interesting. But no, that was a great recovery. That was a great recovery there by the Nekomatas. I mean, they were down 4v5, but flanks upon flanks upon flanks, right? Carrie did an excellent job staying alive there, even though Carrie was like spammed down to be very low. By Reb got those 2 kills onto B side. Excellent impact throughout the game by Reb. But Carrie staying alive there for so long, going into cave and rotating around, I thought that was the nail in the coffin. But excellent job by Mike there, playing that clutch absolutely to perfection, isolating those fights, playing really well. And now they relegate Holy Smokes to a really weird half fight. Oh, ran out of bullets. That's why you don't buy the FAMAS or pick up the FAMAS.
Shout out the FAMAS. Very fun gun to use, gotta say. I approve of the FAMAS hate. Though, when you pick up a FAMAS and you kill someone with it, you're just like, yeah, I did that.
That's true. That is very true. I mean, I was just weird because Mike had options between an AK, a FAMAS, and a Galil. I would think that Mike would have wanted to get that Galil at the very least. But, anyways, now relegated to a full save, full eco, nothing but USPs. This could get out of hand for the Holy Smokes. That 1v2, that clutch by Mike on 1v2, oof, that was a rough one to lose. Especially because they won the pistol round, don't forget that.
And Mike adjusts with the help of Sharpie. Sharpie finally goes down, but I think that's a sacrifice the team's willing to make if it means an 11th round on the board. Even an AK gonna be scooped up or juggled out of there And Tuggle's holding up close. Scotland dead. There it is. Nice round there. As we now see the Holy Smokes get to their very first true gun round here in this half. They win the pistol, they lose the second round, and that's basically the worst spot to be in as CTs because then they lose 2 more consecutive. But now, M4s are out. No op, low util across the board, but it's something. It's hope.
This lack of utility is going to be this is going to be the hard part, right? Having the CT side spend that much utility already for mid control. Oh, great entries there by Tuggle. Oh, great recovery there.
Locks down peek from mid and has a second as well.
Oh.
Suddenly this is into a 3v3 and it's getting a little bit scary. Your turn still over here on the B site. Can try to stop him from getting in and planting. Mollies are too deep, and so your turn is up close. At least being held, but they still get one. With that frag, Antlion is up through the smoke. Thoughts at player's shoulder, but escapes with that 4 HP still intact. Antlion and Scotland looking for a retake. Good nade onto the default player as Antlion looks to peek out. Sharpie swings around to the left and gets fragged down. Mike in towards cave, their favorite clutching position, and luckily they've just secured that high health player. So now it's just Antlion, and with such low HP, it's just a tickle through the woods. Frag found. Mike up to 20 kills, and Nekomatas up to 12 rounds.
That was a massive round there to concede. Those entries by Tugglebub onto mid, getting those 2 kills with the aid of the flash by Reb, that was great openings. Once that happens, Antlion had to push into Red Room. I was a little bit afraid when Antlion was walking with knife out, but getting that trade onto Tugglebub and then still surviving with 4 HP and playing that great bait and switch with your turn. But knowing that those 2 players are now on that long side or kind of focused onto mid, Nekomatas were able to, just quickly, oh, did we have a player drop off here? Oh, I think Tugglebub did drop off.
Oh,
This is
no.
gonna be a very interesting round now.
The AVI curse. Late in
this
the
is a-
game, you lose a player. You're right, this round does get interesting.
This is a big swing round here. If the CT sides win this, they can build up that economy, and Sharpie's only with 150 coming into this round.
Okay, this gets a little bit spooky, but they've still got the util, they've still got the guns to clear this out. Antlion finally gonna burn, fight forward, gonna get fragged down. The question is, do they now not expect your turn up close? Captain Scotland making even more noise to face them in, and in the meanwhile, Carrie's got the pick in. Now goes down, peek up in. Mike does great to turn onto your turn. Now the bomb can just come into A, and they can be glad that they should secure this round. And then they can call a tech pause and try to get their buddy Tuggle back into this one.
Wow, this has been a great game so far by the Nekomatas. Mike with absolutely amazing impact. I mean, now they know the position of Captain Scotland. But Mike has been playing really well. I think his retake, his post plant positions in cave, the Holy Smokes haven't been able to, really counter that. Mike got that 2 kills once again in that 2v1 clutch, and I think from a similar position twice, that spam through the wall into the 4 HP Antlion. No, Mike has been doing great, and Tugglebub's back with 12k, and coupled with the great entries that Tuggle's been having, at least being very proactive, taking those fights onto mid. Wow, this has been a great game by the Nekomatas. They lost a pistol round, but so far haven't conceded a single T-side round. Holy Smokes really need to find something here.
Yeah. I know we're being serious right now. I just gotta say, that was a very fast jog to McDonald's from Tuggle. They PC again.
Oh, I think...
Tech pause continues. Maybe the McDonald's Wi-Fi is a little shoddy. They had to go put in their order real quick. Large fry, a Sprite. You know how
What
it
is your
be.
go-to? What is your go-to McDonald's order, Fluffy?
It's the nuggets. It's always the nuggets, the
Ooh,
fries.
that's a good
Yeah.
shout. That's an excellent shout.
Nuggets are like baseline. So anywhere you can get nuggets, but McDonald's is the most like baseline fast food. So you might as well get them there.
I get that. I get that. Yeah, I don't know. I like myself some occasional McDonald's. Love
Mhm.
getting their fish au filet or whatever it's called,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
getting a McDouble and then combining them. That's what I like doing.
Whoa,
So
okay.
you open up the McDouble, yeah, put the fish au filet inside. Filet o fish au filet. What am I saying? Goodness,
Fish au
filet o
filet.
fish,
That makes sense. Filet of fish.
filet
Yeah,
o
yeah,
fish.
yeah.
And
I
just
don't go to McDonald's very much. I've gone there more recently, but it used to be just every time I would travel, McDonald's would always be
ah,
the place to go.
oh yeah, oh yeah. No, but yeah, the filet o fish McDouble. That's. I mean, that was in college, which is for me, which was a few years ago now. But
Mm-hmm.
you're right. I
Mm-hmm.
think the traveling aspect of McDonald's is always great. They're everywhere, all around the world, no matter where you
You know
go.
what you're gonna get.
You know what you're gonna get. It's always reliable. And one thing about I know this is not an ad, by the way. We're not sponsored or anything by
Oh no,
McDonald's.
I would not recommend that people go eat McDonald's just for fun.
No, no, it's not. It's not a place that you want to really go. It's a place you need to go at the. You're driving road trip, 2
Mm-hmm.
a.m. and you're
Mm-hmm.
like in the middle of the desert in Arizona. It's like there's a McDonald's.
Hey, that and Subway.
That and Subway, yeah, Subways are everywhere. No, but McDonald's and so I was born in Indonesia actually, so
Mm-hmm.
um they have a very different McDonald's there that serves rice and people treat it as a sit down restaurant. So I
Oh
I
wow,
I, I definitely can relate with the differences culturally and just like menu wise between the different places. It's very fascinating. It's incredibly fascinating.
that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. Do you have we're on the food topic right now.
Yeah.
Do you have like a Subway order?
So I always get the spicy Italian. So I get
Okay.
the spicy Italian as the base. I get it with what is it called? The urban cheese bread, and
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always get lettuce. I get tomatoes. I get black olives,
Ooh,
and I
all
get a
right.
little bit of red onion, and I put it with the Chipotle Southwest and the sweet
Oh,
onion sauce, toasted pepper jack. That's how I get it.
Chipotle, good choice. I gotta say, I something about olives, they don't do it for me. But the rest of that order, I vibe with. I'm always a BMT. I like oil and vinegar.
Okay. Ooh.
Some like green peppers, some lettuce, tomatoes if I'm feeling it, but the default is no tomatoes.
Okay. Okay.
I'm either on the wheat or the urban cheese bread as well.
Yep. 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 Ooh. Yeah, I definitely need to, add more variety to my order. I feel like the fact that I was able to pull that out of my brain that quickly just shows that I just only get that.
Now, okay, my order, I used to have the best order. So when I was little,
Okay.
this was also usually when traveling. I'd be with family. My mom's like, "All right, what do you want from Subway?" And I'm like, "Okay, I got the best order. So don't toast it, okay? I can't handle anything melted. I want the white bread, I want ham, and I want American cheese." And that was it.
Untoasted too, huh?
Untoasted. Yeah, I was insane. I don't know how I did that. It took me going to nicer sandwich shops and getting like a good Italian sub to be like, "Oh, this is what it's supposed to be like."
Hilarious. That's very funny. I hope
Uh,
this tech
s-
pause.
Sadly, it's not funny to be missing a player for this long. Annex mentioned it in our little pregame that they hope Tuggle doesn't have any issues, but we brought up McDonald's because Tuggle, they said Tuggle could just run to McDonald's with a laptop. And honestly, Tuggle playing out the rest of this map on a laptop in McDonald's would be hilarious. It would be rough. It would be a slight bit of retribution for their game against AVI, so I don't know if that would make me feel good or just make me feel bad that more people have to suffer from power and internet issues.
Yeah. Oh well. Well, there is a timer on this tech pause, so the round will have to resume after a specified amount of time, and I believe that's 10 minutes. Fluffy, please correct me if I'm wrong, though.
It's 10 total minutes. You're allowed to split it up between 2 tech timeouts. But this is their first, so we could be sitting here for 10 minutes. And then at that point, they can use tax if they want, and then they've just got to go. You're not allowed to make a sub mid-game. However, after this game, if it goes to a third map, they are allowed to bring in a substitute anytime before that knife or pistol round.
Okay.
So all hope is not lost for map 3, even if Tuggle isn't able to get on.
Playing in a player disadvantage on the T side of Ancient. That sounds a little bit rough, but hey, they've been playing really, really well so far. Even in player disadvantage situations. So let's see how this goes.
All right, next food-related topic. This one's a classic, so I have to use it. And what I gotta ask is pizza toppings. If you're gonna have a pizza, what do you want on the pizza?
Oh, yeah. This is a good topic. This is a good topic. So, are you're familiar with like Mod Pizza and like those places where you can get custom pizzas, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
my go-to, if they have this option, is always bacon, pepperoni, salami, on either marinara or on Alfredo if they have it,
Ooh.
and then I get ricotta cheese
Whoa.
with some mozzarella and parmesan. And
Dang.
I put black olives again. I completely understand. People like it's a love-hate relationship with a lot of people, but I love black olives. I put the black olives on with a little bit of red onion and just some spinach, and that's all.
Okay. I feel like black olives are too much for me. We could I think that, I like salty, some texture. It makes sense to put on there, but it's just too much for me. So I've only ever had black olives on food when it accidentally gets on there, and so that's also why I'm probably mad. I'm salty about it.
Oh, that's funny. No, I get it though. I completely understand that black olives isn't for everybody. Like, not everybody loves it. I mean, my wife hates it, so it's like, yeah, she wouldn't eat it. So more black olives for me, I guess. But it's funny because I think I'm the only one in my family that likes black olives. So, oh well.
Okay.
How about you? What's your go-to?
I'm a good like pepperoni and mushroom, maybe some salami.
Oh, mushroom, yeah.
Classic, just like the marinara base, the mozzarella, some parm on there. Like that's what I like. Tuggle's rejoining. This might actually work for once. We've had Supreme hop in. Supreme, if you want to say hi real quick, but the game might actually start now.
I wanted to weigh in on the pizza toppings conversation, but if the game's starting, then we can revisit this at a later time. Boop.
Go quick, because the tech pause is
Green
still
olives are way
going.
better than black olives.
Ooh.
Green olives are way better. You get the little bit of tang, unless you're getting very high quality olives. Because black olives
on pizza though.
On pizza, yeah. If you get the normal ones, they taste like rubber after you cook it. So you gotta get the green ones, and they give you a nice little tang. I do agree with Fluffy though. You get like nice salami, pepperoni, mushrooms, a little bit of maybe jalapenos.
Forgot about mushrooms. Totally. Mushrooms.
All right, game's live. Good.
All right, game's coming back in. Thank you very much for the input. As now we jump in round 22 of map 2 of the Contender Grand Finals. Holy smokes, trailing on their map pick, and it is do or die. And the Nekomatas are looking to do it here on B. Quick little bitty util being lined up. I think they're just going to send it straight into the site. Reb wants contact, but there's a boost on long and an instant headshot. Your turn. Oh, Antlion, what? Hey, I was about to call something, and then Antlion just opt 3 of them. That is a shutdown. We get back into it. They try to send it with some pace, and they get slapped back into the dirt. There is still money to purchase back up, So the Nekomatas can shrug that one off a little bit, but it's got to sting after that long of a tech pause, after you'd been going flawless to realize, oh shoot, Antlion's got an op out and Antlion is hungry for revenge.
5 rounds in a row, and that was how they lost it, with a quick play onto B and Antlion with the boost, getting that kill onto ramp, and then getting all those kills in tandem with Apache on that B side. Excellent job there. And I mean, Antlion has been a little bit quiet this map, but maybe that could be a great catalyst, a great starting point for them to be able to, you know, pick up the pace, kind of, oh yeah, I got this. I'm the opera of this team. I'm the superstar. So let's see how this goes for them.
Carry makes contact and does a good job to just get a couple shots off and stay alive. Gonna slip back into Temple, and Antlion's here to hold the cross, but Sharpie's gotten an opening pick. That's a cave player dead. Apache up close. Oh, this is an awkward crossfire here for Sharpie to try to break into, and so they get taken down. Carry, oh, that quick switch from Tuggle. Opening onto Captain Scotland, didn't expect the player up so close. And so now this 3-on-3 gets a little bit spicy. A little bit like those jalapenos on the pizza as jalapeno cone. Flips in and gets Carry in the back. A is open for business, and these last 2 players, Antlion and Apache, have to retake from B.
Do you think they should save here? Or, I mean, they don't have a lot.
I'd look for it. I'd look to kill someone in Donut.
Okay. I tend to agree. They're a little bit down too far into the hole to be saving, you know? You don't really want to play for overtime on your map pick, but retaking with an op, as well as like the low economy across the board, it might be a little tricky. Well, this will take way too long. They have to be saving now.
Definitely. That round was just pure chaos. The frags back and forth, and you can see most of those kills came in towards mid and Temple. So no one even died on the A site. They just ended up sort of taking it over because they applied so much pressure elsewhere.
I mean, that kill onto Carry was a little bit... that was, yeah, once that kill was found, that just completely opened the site. I think Carry was just split between 2 mines there, right? Like, Carry knew Jalapinecone was in that red room area. I mean, Jalapinecone flashed and did all that, but having 2 players push through Donut, you just have to try to stop the plan or try to do something. It was a really rough spot. So great round, great recovery there by the Nekomatas after losing that first round after the tech pause. They're coming back swinging.
Oh, and they swing straight into mid. Sharpie again has gotten an opening, but a trade from your turn. Tugglebug straight in. Tugglebug is up close. Oh, push A main. Captain Scotland realizes they need some kind of information, realizes the potential to drop the bomb. Reb, just get out of there. Survive, my friend. A site is open as long as you don't drop this. And Reb just holding, waiting, and Captain Scotland decides to route back. Now Reb can just get out of there. They're going to try to smoke off Red, and it's going to miss. Nades on it. Reb's still staying there. They've got the bomb. This is scary. The player coming up to his shelf. Reb runs away just in time, and Tugglebub has the headshot onto Scotland.
Oh, I'm going to have to overextend here for the retake to actually be viable. I think Carry in your turn might be considering another save for overtime because they have no money. Only. Oh, great shot! This might start this retake. Carry needs to make sure they clear out Mike here. Boom. Oh, couldn't win that fight. That was hard.
That your turn now is stuck because there's 2 players up close CT to try to cut off the rotates, and if I'm the Nekomatas, my money's not in the best spot, but if I can tear an op away from the Holy Smokes, that would be huge. Your turn has another. There's a kid on this player, but no smoke, so they're just going to run it away. Shots firing around, and your turn should have just escaped. Bomb goes off, and both of the T's fall. But again, bomb plant money, the money they've got up from previous, and the fact that they're on series, match, and grand finals point here means the Nekomatas have got to feel good.
Nekomatas got to feel great. This could be the second championship for Tugglebub, Mike, and Jalapinecone. And Rep being a mid-season pickup, this is great. They're feeling excellent. They have the momentum. They only conceded 1 gun round, and that was from a very fast push. So they feel like they have Holy Smokes' number right now. I'm looking for a little bit more proactivity. That's the one thing that wasn't really there for the Holy Smokes compared to the Nekomata CT side. And Nekomatas were able to get that 8 rounds, right? And I think this is where it's happening. They're doing an A push here. Oh no.
Ooh. Tuggle, even with those power issues, is just powering straight through this NAN side. Scotland at least adjusts. They've
That was
gotten
the
through
bomb.
mid, and that's the bomb drop. This is where things might just go wrong for the Nekomatas. Smoke comes forward. They want to just try to get this bomb, and Apache is looking to body block. Shots fired through. Your turn makes contact there on ramp. A trade of HE nades. Trade of damage and Howlopine Cone. That's not a trade. That's just an outright frag onto Apache. Captain Scotland can't get it in time. Tugglebub finds the finish, and they find the A site open. They've recovered that bomb. And so Antlion left up alive. This is a clutch, and that's not going to happen. Mike finishes with the 2K, and the Nekomatas get the clean sweep 2-0. 3 players back-to-back champions, this time in Season 10. It is Contender, and it is the Nekomatas. Ooh, we're going to go ahead and send to a very short break, but don't go anywhere. We're going to be grabbing some of these players in here for an interview just shortly. Stay tuned, guys.
I'd rather be a dreamer, I'd rather be free, I'd rather be a leader, I'd rather be a queen, I'd rather be a singer in a trashy cover band. I'd rather be a closer, I'd rather be clean, I'd rather be a poser in a magazine, I'd rather be pretty much anything else than your machine. What you think about when you're born into a fire? Let 'em burn it out. Sell 'em to the richest buyer. They wanna let the world decay. They tell us lies and fade away, fade away. We feel betrayed. We were raised to lose the race. Wake at the back of the pack, kill it anyway. Listen up now, because we're never dropping now. Beat the odds, beat the big house. The brains are bigger than the doubt. We've been thinking for ourselves, never let the truth fade away.
We are back, and we've got all of the winners here with us. The Nekomatas in the house. Congratulations. How does it feel? Feel free to all talk at once.
It feels hella nice.
amazing.
I didn't doubt it for a second. This is a shout out to all the haters who thought we were 9th place overall. Let's go. Just no
Any
doubts in my
names?
mind.
Any names?
No names. No names. We
No
don't do that
names?
here.
Oh,
No names. We don't do that here.
We don't do that here. This is a wholesome celebration right now. Whew, I want to ask you guys about coming into these finals. Did you feel like you were the favorites? Did you feel like you were sort of punching up against a NAN team that was built up as this sort of ultimate squad coming into it, or did you feel confident that you were going to win it out from the start?
I mean, let me just put it this way: look at their season record and guess how many losses they had, and then look at who they lost to. I mean, that just says it all,
Alright.
doesn't it?
I think we all knew that if we all came and played our game and played together, then we had a pretty good chance. So
Heck yeah. Focus up, play your game, get the dub. I gotta say, it seems like familiar scenes for three of you. I see even here in the
Oh, yeah.
call the trophies next to your name already. Do you feel like that was a big advantage coming into these finals? The fact that Halapine Cone, Mike, and Tuggle had already won it?
Hey man, back-to-back seasons, no doubts in my mind.
it definitely gives you more confidence than
Yeah.
going into the finals having lost like 3 before. You know.
The NAN curse. Do you think the curse also helped you?
Of course.
Yeah, duh.
That's why we
Of
won.
course, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you play into the
like-
curse.
Honestly, if Nan wasn't
You
in the
guys
finals,
have-
we'd lose 100%.
I just
like,
okay. I just want to say, this is you guys won it all. You played really good. Not to diminish this,
uh-huh.
but I think it was just the curses that actually won it for you.
Yep. That's accurate.
The semifinals against AVI.
Yeah.
The player loses connection.
That was
The
rough.
That was
grands
fortunate.
that Nan
We
lose
take those.
as per usual. Hey, I mean, you take those. Who knows? I think
Yeah.
that game could have gone all the distance. Unfortunate to lose a player, but you proved that you deserved it tonight.
For sure,
this
and we definitely had a game plan going in. Like watching back some of their games, we saw, and NX kind of mentioned this in the pregame. Nan plays like a very pug heavy style setup on pretty much every map that we saw. So we knew that with proper util, proper flash timings and whatnot, it would give us a massive advantage. And
Mhm.
honestly, I think it really helped with shutting down some of that op power on carrier and line, whoever was using it.
Apache
they're-
sometimes.
Yeah, Apache.
They were
too,
rotating
like,
around.
that impact just wasn't there for them, and I think that was in large part to our util knowledge and executes.
All right. Slatong,
Yeah.
I don't want to steal all of it away. I know you were here watching, breaking down those amazing plays. So if you've got any questions to throw at the YC gamers,
Oh yeah, first of all, congratulations. That was an excellent, well played game. And I do have to preface, I did have Nan winning before this game, and I just want to say you guys have played absolutely out of your I don't know. The way you guys played your CT sides was was great. You played reactionary CS, you played really well, you played very proactive, and it was a great thing to watch. And I was just wondering, where did that really come from? Is it a style that you guys played throughout the season? I like you the way that your CT sides were able to suffocate the T sides of NAN on both Ancient and on Inferno was just a masterclass. And I was just wondering, where did that come from?
I mean, it comes down to a lot of what I've been preaching, and a lot of like what Mike and Pinecone are used to from last season, which is just we have to play our team together, right? It doesn't matter how good you are as an individual player. If you can't work with your team, you're always gonna fail. So we drilled, like we would play pugs together where we didn't care if we win or lose. It just came down to just make sure we're calming. And so coming into night, before the game even started, we just started barking into the mics at each other just to make sure, the comms are up, everybody's hearing everybody, and that's kind of the style we were going for all season. It didn't work out that way all season because we had some roster changes, like after the first week, and then after I think it was the second week, and then we had a sub for a couple of games, so it's a little hard to maintain the style through all that. But that's what we're shooting for the entire season.
Well, that was an excellent showing. I have to say that CT side was great. You guys were tethered really well, getting that map control. And so, just another question, kind of follow up on that, is that you guys came into the veto, right, picking into Inferno and Ancient. Did you anticipate that they're gonna pick into Ancient, and did you have a good idea how they like to play? Because the way that you guys played mid was very unique to me. I think that it seemed like you guys had an idea of how they liked, or not even just mid, but A as well. Like they have this tendency to really like that A side. Was that something in your mind, or was that you just felt like you had the better aim, you had the better game plan just moving in?
I think it's more about the better game plan. We drilled Ancients throughout the season. We didn't have a lot of success on Ancients because like individuals were not showing up on the server, and there was a lot of like, misses here and there. But in terms of the mid take and the A presence, we've been drilling that the entire season. Like that's just how we play. And we noticed when I think it was Reb did the research that they don't tend to go against teams that have a heavy mid presence. So we knew they were just going to struggle to figure out what to do. Like even in rounds where I was playing solo mid and we had 3B and they sent 3 out mid, like I was able to get a double kill or some kind of entry and damage just because they don't know how to deal with that kind of setup.
Gotcha. And so this is my last question, and I have to sing your praises once again. Like I said, I did have NAN coming in, but you guys played amazing. You have 3 all-stars on your team, and it definitely showed tonight. But one thing I did have to ask, what was going on in that carry 1v4? Was there like a miscomm, or because throughout the entire game, you guys had an amazing job, playing off of each other. Can you like shine a little bit of light of what happened there?
Yeah, I mean, we were just pretty isolated, kind of a brain fart moment. Shit happens. Definitely shouldn't have happened, but it is what it is.
I think it also comes back to the thing about the comms, right? I don't think any of us, even I think it was me and Pinecone dead, or yeah, it was me and Pinecone dead, and neither of us figured out that we should tell them like, hey, you're all playing isolated duels right now, and none of them thought to say like, I'm holding this angle and this angle, because they all just thought, oh, 3v1, we got this, and then it turned into a little bit of a crapshoot.
Hey, it didn't matter at the end of the day. You guys played excellent CS. It was a really great. I had the privilege of casting. It was absolutely great to watch. So congratulations once again. It seems that all the trophies are already in on y'all's users' names. So great job once again, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah, can I make a quick shout out?
Oh, go for your. Let me throw one more thing in here first,
Sure.
Because winning in Prospect, now it's Contender. What do you have to say to any players in Chally next season?
I mean, we're coming for the trophy. Like, what are you doing? Like, don't even bother. Like, don't sign up. It's not worth it. You're gonna lose.
Heck
Are
yeah!
you getting moved up, Toggle?
Hey! I'm gonna pressure Annex, bro. He's gonna move me up manually. We're not gonna talk about it.
Well, good work, y'all. Any shout outs you guys want to make before we send you off on your way to party after this win?
Yeah, I need to make a shout out to Annex and his maid outfit. Hey, season 2, I need another maid outfit. Annex, what's happening?
Wait,
I
didn't Lion
need
say
a
he's doing a
picture.
maid outfit?
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
Lion-
If we're winning finals, he's wearing the maid outfit. What's happening? Like,
But Alliance sped. I mean, I don't really know.
true. Oh no, this season they're supposed to both wear it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Called
Also,
out
I think,
on
we got, I think we
stream.
gotta shout out Lines as well for helping us with a lot of practice.
Yeah.
He was always like the 6th man in helping us do our drills, so
Yeah.
can't forget him.
Yeah. Shout out to the big man.
I'd like to shout out all the viewers in my Twitch stream. Make sure to follow and side
Heck
one in
yeah.
the chat.
Start plugging your
Plug the
socials, bro.
Twitch stream, yeah. Plug the stream.
Twitch.tv Jalapinecone, I speedrun Mario.
All right. Well, good work. We'll let y'all go off and celebrate, and we'll begin to wrap up the stream right here. It's Latong. That was a fun one, I gotta say, to be able to cast all the way through. Finally, a game that's. I don't want to say the other ones weren't close, but that was exciting to another level.
Oh yeah, that was a really fun time, and I really appreciate casting with you, Fluffy. That was a lot of fun.
Heck yeah. Shout out to Blod hopping on as our observer and our producer for tonight, making sure everything is in shape as we get through this. And now, to all the 39 people still tuned in on the Twitch, I just want to say tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, it's the Chally Grand Finals. And we're going all out on production. You're going to see stuff you haven't even seen before, and I am hyped for it. So tune in, tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dog, get ready for it because it's the last grand finals of the season. And well, we'll see you there. Have a good night.